Hi, I'm Mike Singletary. The other Mike Singletary, owner of Singletary's Furniture.
Whether looking for the perfect piece or an entire room, Singletary's large inventory of quality brands makes shopping easy. Our friendly staff will gladly assist you with decorating ideas, financing, and free delivery in the area. And everyday low prices and customer satisfaction is always our goal.
Price, selection, and quality are very important at Singletary's Furniture, and we got prices you can bear.
Wow, what a thrilling game it was Saturday afternoon at Shotwell Stadium in Abilene as our Weatherford Kangaroos captured a victory from the Brownwood Lions, the tradition of Texas high school football, and what a great game our football team played, especially the effort they gave and the way they continued to fight back time after time after time when it looked as if Brownwood had the game in control, but our football team would not give up, would not surrender, and just continued to battle and fight with their heart's desire to claim that championship. And fortunately, in the end, we were able to come away with a victory, a one-touchdown victory over a very, very fine Brownwood Lion football team. I know that they had to be very disappointed with having scored 42 points and still losing the football game, but what a thrill it was for us to score 49 points and win the football game over Brownwood. It was one of the most exciting high school football games probably ever played, and certainly to be a part of that was a great blessing and a great thrill for all of us. And I know you, as the fans of Weatherford, are certainly as proud of the football team for the fight and heart and character they showed as we, their coaches, are. And so what a thrilling game, and what a great victory it was for our football program, for our high school, for our community, as we were able to defeat the mighty Brownwood Lions by one touchdown out at Abilene on Saturday. I know that with that victory comes now the opportunity to play the third state championship game of this series, and it will be against the Hereford Whitefaces. We were able to leave our game on Saturday, go out and watch them play at Odessa. We were able to go out and watch them play at Odessa, out at Ratliff Stadium, as they were able to defeat El Paso Yezaleta very handily, and they have an outstanding football team, especially a quarterback who's as fine a passer, both on the run and from a drawback position as I've seen in many, many years, is able to elude tacklers, does a great job of doing that, and will be certainly a great challenge for our football team this coming Saturday as we travel to Sweetwater, the Mustang Bowl in Sweetwater, Texas, to take on Hereford in our third state championship game of the series of 5. You know, back to the Brownwood game, I know that there were many heroes in that game, and certainly when you have a game like that, there's no way that you could single out any one player. I would have to say the heroes of that game were every single player who went on the field and played their hearts out to bring the victory home. And so I know that as we look back and reflect back to that game, as we've studied the video this weekend, there were a lot of great plays made by a lot of players on both sides of the ball, but the thing that we will forever be so proud of and so grateful for in regard to our own football team is the heart they showed, the fight that they showed, and the never give up attitude they showed, because there were numerous times in that ball game that we could have given up the ghost, but they continued to rally, continued to fight, and were able to earn the victory because of that great character and that great heart. You know, as a coach, sometimes you forget to praise your team enough because you're always in that mentality, that mode of correction, and certainly there's still some correction to be done because we can play better than what we played on Saturday. But I don't know that we could ever be more proud and more grateful as a coaching staff for a group of young men who fought as hard as they did. Just a fantastic victory, and what a way to go into the Thanksgiving season with all of the Thanksgiving that we have for the opportunity to coach these young men, and certainly the opportunity that we have to go another week in the state championship run, hopefully the state championship run for Weatherford. We will be looking forward to this next week's game with great excitement. It's time to go back to work now and to prepare for an outstanding Hereford team. They've only lost one football game, and they're coming in on with a great momentum, having won 2 playoff games rather handily, and so it's going to be quite a challenge for our football team as we travel to Sweetwater Saturday, November the 27th, 1 o'clock, state championship game 3, as we look forward to that with great excitement.
Hi, I'm Mike Singletary of Singletary's Furniture. You know, there's only one thing more relaxing than fishing, and that's kicking back in a good recliner. At Singletary's Furniture, we have a full selection of top quality recliners, such as Flex Steel, Best Chairs, Ashley, and Lazy Boy. Come by and see how great these recliners are, because once you sit in them, you're never going to want to get out of them. Catch the big savings at Singletary's Furniture, 1215 Highway 180 West in Weatherford.
Just a quick injury update. We were able to get out of the game, as physical as it was on Saturday with Brownwood. We were able to get out of that game with just some minor bumps and bruises. Garrett Hudson has a minor hip pointer that we don't think is going to slow him down at all. Jeremy Day hyperextended his elbow, and of course Jeremy I don't think dare miss a play that he has the opportunity to participate in, so we look forward to those 2 guys being able to play, as we do the rest of our squad, that we were very, very blessed again to come out of that without any major injuries, and so most of our players, with the exception of a couple who are not with us because of academic situations, will be available and be able to play in the game this coming week. So health-wise, we're in about as good a shape as you could possibly be in going into the 13th game of the season.
I'm Mike Singletary. Everyone knows I love to rough it in the great outdoors, but sometimes it's hard to get a good night's rest sleeping on this hard ground. I sure miss my Sealy mattress.
Where'd you like the new mattress, Mr. Singletary?
Just put it in the tent. Come check out a wide selection of fine Sealy mattresses at everyday low prices at Singletary's Furniture.
Dad, Mom said it's time to come in for supper.
Just a quick word of thanks and appreciation to the room moms and dads. My goodness, what a great setting. What another, just outstanding job they did in preparing the stadium to show the support to our football team. As we arrived at Shotwell Stadium, the flags, the banners, the balloons, everything in place, and it was just a real thrill for our football team to see that kind of support lended by the parents and all of the decor that they laid out at the stadium. It was really a great setting for one of the most exciting high school football games probably that has ever been played. And we were just so grateful to the fans and the support that they showed our football team, and the great encouragement when we were down, the great encouragement that they continued to give when we would make good plays, both offensively and defensively. And so to the parents and to the fans, we want to tell you how grateful we are and how much we appreciate the tremendous support and your part in helping us continue this run to the state championship. So we greatly appreciate it, and please let us express to you how important it is for that to continue, for us to have that momentum and that excitement, that enthusiasm that it takes to be able to win a state championship.
The following is a Nothing But Sports production. Hi everyone, I'm Bob Tallman, and it's Weatherford Kangaroo time here at Nothing But Sports. Now before the battle begins, let's take a look at the teams and the athletes and the coaches coming up in today's game.
Hello everybody and welcome. I'm Sean McQuinn for Nothing But Sports Productions. Today's game will be at Shotwell Stadium in Abilene, Texas for a Region 1 quarterfinal game between the visiting Brownwood Lions and the home team Weatherford Kangaroos. The Weatherford Kangaroos are rolling. They come in with a season record of 10 wins against only 1 loss. That 1 loss was the first game of the year, and now they've won 10 straight. They demolished Denton 40-23 in the first round of the playoffs, gaining their first playoff win since 1981. Offensively, the Roos are hopping all over the field. They're averaging 318 yards rushing per game, 51 yards passing. for a total of 369 yards per game on offense, while scoring an average of 31 points per game. Defensively, the Roos allow an average of 194 rushing yards per game and 85 passing yards per game, but only are giving up an average of 13 points per game on the season. Roos head coach Larry McBroom had this to say about his upcoming opponent, the Brownwood Lions. He said the Brownwood Lions have the most storied football tradition in Texas. This gives their players a head start on believing in their ability to make plays and win. Their quarterback, Deacon Burns, is the best football player the Roos have faced this season. Offensively, to win the game, McBroom said championship games always come down to who makes the fewest errors and who does the little things correct. The Roos take great pride in the preparation for every game, and this is not an exception. Ball control is again a key, as it is the best defense anyone can play. Weatherford High School will have to be able to throw the ball to keep the Lions honest. Defensively, McBroom said the Lions quarterback is the beginning and end to their offensive team. They have the best offensive line we have seen this year and good running backs. But the key is the quarterback. For the 8th week out of the last 9, the Roos must take care of all option responsibilities, but especially the quarterback.
Welcome back, everybody. In order to play successful football, you have to be tough on the football field, both mentally and physically. But what about off the field? Let's take a look.
Now let's take a look at number 35 for the Weatherford Kangaroos. That's Garrett Hudson. He plays fullback and defensive back. He's a senior at 5'11 and 180 pounds. His hobbies and interests include hunting and fishing. And we asked him what he would do to be a champion. He said, just win, baby. His career goals in the future is to become a lawyer. And Garrett also participates in baseball. Number 35, Garrett Hudson for the Weatherford Kangaroos. Now, let's take a look at number 40 for the Weatherford Kangaroos, Darryl Clay. Senior listed at 6 foot, 190 pounds. He plays tight end and defensive back. His favorite academic subject in school is algebra. His hobbies include golf, fishing, and lifting weights. Clay's goals in the future include becoming either a police officer, a fireman, or a coach. That's number 40 for the Weatherford Kangaroos, Darryl Clay. Number 51 for the Weatherford Kangaroos is Michael Ross. He's 6 foot, 196 pounds, and he's a senior. His hobbies and interests include weightlifting, drawing, watching football, playing football, and church. His favorite academic subject in school is science. And we asked him what it would take to be a champion. He said spending more time on football, fundamentals, and in the weight room. His future career goals in life are to go to college and to be a drafting engineer. That's number 51, Michael Ross of the Weatherford Kangaroos. Danny Merritt of the Weatherford Kangaroos. He's number 71. He's a senior, 6'3" and 247 pounds. Some of his hobbies and interests include drawing and astronomy. And of course, that's his favorite academic subject in school is astronomy. We asked him what are some of his career goals, and he says he wants to be an architect. We asked him what he would do to be a champion. Work hard, play hard, and get others to try hard. That's Danny Merritt of the Weatherford Kangaroos.
Today's game is being brought to you by Texas Bank. With us, it's personal. And by the New Car Dealers, backing the Roo Crew in '99. That concludes this week's NBSP scouting reports, and we'll be back in a moment on location with the big showdown. Stay with us.
Honey, can you pay these bills? It won't take you very long if you use Texas Banker Online.
Sure. Girls, I'll be right back.
Texas Banker Online, a simple and secure way to bank over the internet with no service charge. Now you can pay bills quickly and conveniently from the comfort of your own home with Texas Banker Online.
That was quick.
Yeah, that Texas Banker Online is really simple. Whose turn is it anyways?
Texas Banker Online, a product from Texas Bank. Plug in now.
They dress him up like a ghost and he's looking through and it's Halloween and he's walking around like this.
My parents told me to go swimming, and I was like, no.
You love watching movies, and Blockbuster thinks you should be rewarded for that with Blockbuster Rewards, where the more movies you rent, the more free ones you get. Plus, get a free Blockbuster Favorites movie every month.
He got on top of that bomb just like it was a horse. He was going to ride that rascal all right on into where it was going.
Join Blockbuster Rewards today and go home happy.
Jeremy McClure will kick off for the Kangaroos.
Well, of course, Jeremy's got a good, strong leg, Randy, and has been able to kick several touchbacks this year, and he's got the wind behind him, so it'll be interesting to see whether Coach McBroom has him pooch kick the ball or whether he lets him go ahead and take a rip at it.
Very light breeze of about 10 miles per hour behind the Kangaroos as the kickoff team lines out across the 40-yard line. Colt Borland is going to be standing right next to the ball, and we're just about ready to get this regional championship game underway. Here is Jeremy McClure. He's got it deep. It'll go to the right side to Deacon Burns at the 15, and here's a handoff by Burns, and it goes to Crawford, and Crawford gets up across the 25 out to the 27-yard line, and right there is where the Brownwood Lions will start off as they try a little trickery.
Randy, let's look at our defensive alignment here. We have Merritt, Safford, Tidwell, Such, Cope, and Day. Our linebackers Carlisle, Such, McClure, Marin, Stroud, and Hammerman.
So the first play from scrimmage here by the Lions have a man in motion, I backfield. Burns will take it to the left side. Here's a pitch out to Ratliff, and he's going to be down immediately. And that is Clay. Clay wraps him up around the shoulders and just straps him down quickly, and so only 1 yard on the play.
Great job by the defensive line of the Roos on that play. We had Michael Branch over there on the right end, did a good job of making the quarterback, Deacon Burns, pitch that ball. And then, of course, Darrell Clay came up quick and made the tackle.
Now Brownwood will come out in a wishbone, and we'll see them do this the entire game. They'll change their formation. Here's a handoff. It's in trouble, and he's down behind the 25-yard line. A loss of about 3 yards as quickly the Roos are in on top of him.
And that was Jared Tidwell, just fought his way through 2 blocks, and Jared got back in there right when the quarterback was handing the ball off and did a great job of wrapping the running back up around the knees.
Here comes the nickel package in for the Roos. Brownwood this time will come out in a shotgun and spread formation with 4 receivers out. Snap goes back to Burns. He's going to roll to his left. He is left-handed. Here is the pass, and it's going to be completed at the 38-yard line and up to the 40, and that will be a first down for Brownwood. Now that's what you have to watch for when they get into a passing situation. Burns will roll away from the rush. It's very difficult to put a good rush on him, and he'll roll to the left side, and he likes to throw it about 10 or 15 yards downfield. Little curl-in routes, little out routes, and slant ends, and that's what they did there for a first.
Well, the Roos did a good job of making them go to the pass early, so we'll see if we can go ahead and stop that pass from here on in.
They were in the wishbone, and now they look like they're in an offset or a split backfield with 2 receivers to the right side. Here is Burns, and he's going to try to go to the outside using his speed, and he's going to be run down after about a 3-yard gain inside the 45 of Brownwood, and coming in quickly, there was Garrett for a nice tackle.
Yeah, and we had Darrell Clay out here doing a good job of stringing that play out and allowed Garrett Hudson, who's free safety, time to come up and make that tackle with a short, maybe a 2-yard gain there.
Offensively, the Lions average around 400 yards a game, 406. They have a slight advantage in total offense over the Roos. Roos average 369. Second down and 7. They're going to place the ball at the 43 on Brownwood. Here is Deacon Burns, a handoff. This is to Ratliff.
Attaboy.
He'll get 2 or 3 yards, and he's jumped on quickly by Boney.
Boy, Boney came up in the middle of that hole and just crushed him with that tackle.
So here's another 3rd down play. The Roos want to stop him here, getting up close to midfield. They don't want to let him get a succession of successful 3rd downs to start this game.
Well, Randy, Ratliff, you could tell, was really frustrated on that play as Boney just whipped him on that tackle, and Ratliff got up really upset with his offensive line.
5 men across the front for the Kangaroos. Here's Deacon Burns, and again he will roll to his left. He throws it. It's complete for Ratliff. Nicely done across midfield to the 45, and I'll tell you what, he was under some trouble, or in some trouble that time, as the Kangaroo line got through quickly, but Burns, a lot of speed, and he made a great pass in the flat to Ratliff.
Well, and we had Chuck Wilkie and Darrell Clay both over there on the tackle, and Ratliff does show some pretty good speed as he got to the outside there, Randy, and was able to get to the sideline before he got tackled.
1st and 10 from the Kangaroo 44. This time the shotgun formation. Burns pitching it out. And this will go to Shea Ratliff. He'll get about 4 or 5 yards down to around the 40-yard line. A nice pitch out by Deacon Burns. Did not hesitate at all on that one. And Ratliff took it, went around the left side, and run out of bounds.
Well, Michael Branch doing a good job of making Burns pitch that ball probably earlier than he would like to pitch it. The further he can get around that corner, the more the lines would pick up. And, Michael did a good job of making him pitch that thing.
But it's not going to matter because the Brownwood Lions were
offside.
Either perhaps an illegal procedure. Let's see what they call it. Was illegal procedure against Brownwood. And they will mark this one back to the 49. So it'll be 1st and 15 for the Lions.
Well, that's exactly what the Roo defense would like to have happen, is to make this line offense go further than just 10 yards for a 1st down.
This is the 7th play of the drive. They have Ratliff in motion to the right side. Burns is going to throw him a pass quickly, and it will be caught. Nicely done again by Ratliff. Very talented little player. And he'll get across the 40 and down to the 36-yard line of the Roos, and they do not hesitate. Those passes are very quick with Deacon Burns in the shotgun, and as soon as he gets it, he throws the ball. He takes 1 step, and it's out of there. And that time a nice catch by Ratliff as he had to turn around. 2nd down and about 2 from the Kangaroo 36. Wishbone for Brownwood. They'll send Valdez in motion. They'll send him out to the left side. Here is the handoff for about 2 or 3 yards. This one is an inside handoff over left tackle.
Well, we've got Boney in there for the tackle, and Chuck Wilkie came up, and over on that side's Michael Branch and also Danny Merritt. Looks like we're going to have.
Right, they are going to measure right here, Mark.
Right.
Well, we want to thank our Weatherford Kangaroo sponsors this year: Hartness Printing, Edwardson Son, First National Bank, Roger Williams, Lone Star Furniture, Apache Motor, Weatherford Municipal Utilities, The Sonic, Malt Shop, Weatherford Physical Therapy, First National Bank, Jerry, Southwest Ford.
Just barely made it, just by the nose of the football. Well, we've got Brownwood down to about our 34, Randy, which is typically where the Roo defense starts to make their stops. So we look forward to them keeping them out of the end zone right here.
8 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the first quarter. There is no score. Brownwood at the Weatherford 34. Here is the I formation. Pitch back to Ratliff, and he'll make a nice cut across the 30. He'll get about 7 yards, perhaps 8. They will mark this one at the 30 or at the 27-yard line of the Roos.
Randy, that's probably been their best running play so far today, this 7-yard run, and kind of got our right side pinned in there
and Ratliff was able to get outside of it.
Well, this strong offensive line, they can open up some holes, and you have to plug them quickly with Shea Ratliff back there, and also Burns, and Burns is in trouble, but he does get away, and now he's going to change his direction. He's going to go back to the other side. He's at the 10, the 5, and he's going to go in for a Brownwood touchdown. Well, he was rolling to his right near the line of scrimmage. One of the Kangaroos had him wrapped up, and he just spun out of that. He went another 5 or so yards downfield, then he cut back the other direction and found an opening, and then went all the way in for a touchdown for a 27-yarder by Deacon Burns. Here is the snap back, the kick. It is up, and it just barely goes over the crossbar. As I believe that was Levi Kemp. So it is 7-0, Brownwood over Weatherford. We'll be right back in a minute.
Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet. Tuffet Muffet. She would have sat on anything, she was so wasted.
Your future is a long and winding road. There are many options, many distractions, many twists and turns you can take on the way. Your future is out there. Need directions? Weatherford College can help you get exactly where you want to go. So contact us today. At Weatherford College, our grads go places.
Al, Super Save Produce Buyer, line 1.
Dave, yeah, 20 truckloads of grade A direct from my orchards today at 20% below market price. You know, Dave, you could advertise a lower price if you bought my grade B. Yeah, but there's not that much difference. But it's good enough for your competitors. 20 truckload.
Super Save's low price gets you the good stuff.
Okay, the good stuff.
Kangaroo fans again on their feet as we have the kickoff by Brownwood. They score a 27-yard run by Deacon Burns. And there you see some of the talent of Mark Reeby that we've been talking about that Deacon Burns has.
Well, Burns is very quick and did a great job of cutting back against the grain and was just able to outrun the Roo defenders to the end zone. Like we said during the break, this is liable to be a high-scoring game, Randy, so the offense is just going to have to get after them.
Jeremy Findlay will kick off for Brownwood. It's a high kick. It will go to the right side, and it will be picked up by the Roos. That is Kane Riddle.
Go, Kane, go.
Nice hole for Riddle across the 40 and out to the 45 before he is down. So very good field position. And so with 7 minutes and 43 seconds to go for the Kangaroos here in the first quarter, we'll finally see the offense.
Well, one thing that Brownwood was able to accomplish in that first quarter besides scoring, Randy, was that they ran a lot of time off the clock and were able to keep the Roo offense on the sideline, which is just the opposite of what Coach McBroom would like to have happen.
Well, a long drive there by Brownwood. They were able to convert on third down several times, and also Kangaroos had them trapped a couple of times. They got away, and the last one went for a touchdown. High formation for the Roos. Handoff. Here is Pierce busting up the middle. He'll get to midfield. Left side this time behind. That would be Simmons over there, and also Jason Such, the left tackle.
Randy, those are the kind of plays that the Roo offense loves to have. Anytime you can pick up 4 or 5 yards on the first play, that's ideal. So we've got second to about 6 here.
Roos come back out. Let's see if they use the eye. They do. A straight eye formation. They have 2 receivers out, 1 left, 1 right. 2nd and 5. Zach Moore is a quarterback. He's going to go back to pass. Now he's going to throw it, and it will be incomplete as he throws this one out of bounds. Had a pretty good rush on him. I think he wanted to throw that one a little sooner. And then when the receiver did not get open quickly, that was Cashin Carlisle. He had to just throw it away. So we'll have a 3rd down play for the Roos, about 5 still.
Yes, but that was a heads-up play for Zach Moore, doing a good job of getting rid of that ball and not drawing a penalty there for the Roos. And
and obviously not throwing an interception, which is what we don't need to start with.
Third down, we'll have one man back, that is Pierce. Here's the pitch back to him. And he's looking for the ball as it slips out of his hands on the pitch back, and Brownwood has got it at the Kangaroo 47. And I think he just took his eyes off a little too quickly there, Mark. I believe that you could just see him look up just before the ball got there.
Yeah, just kind of hit him on the thigh pad and bounced away,
So Brownwood will have it at the Kangaroo 47, and there's a turnover. And that's the one thing that the Roos wanted to guard against in this game. You cannot beat Brownwood if you're going to turn the ball over a number of times, because they take advantage of them as good as anyone. First and 10 from the Roo, 47-yard line. Burns is back, and he's going to pass. And he's got a man. That's a tight end this time, and he's tackled quickly at the 35 as the Brownwood Lions have effectively used their passing attack here in the first quarter. And that will be a first down at the Roo 34.
Randy, looks like the Lions have pretty much given up on trying to run the ball so much. They have definitely gone through the air here in this first quarter.
Well, if they keep passing the ball like this, it's going to open up their running attack. And Shea Ratliff can take it all the way on you.
All right, here we go now.
First and 10 from the Roo 33. Again, the shotgun formation. This time Burns is going to run it himself. Gets away from a man at the line of scrimmage. Tries to spin around at the 30, but is wrapped up before he reaches the 30-yard line. And that will be a gain of 3.
Well, Danny Merritt almost had him in the backfield, and then Chuck Wilkie did a good job of slowing Burns down and making him commit either left or right, and he pushed him to the outside, and Colt Borland came across and made a good tackle, and the Lions only picked up 2 yards on that run.
Second and 7 for Brownwood. Here is the wishbone. They'll have one man to the right side. Brownwood moving to the south of Shotwell Stadium to score. Here's a handoff quickly up the middle. This is the other back. You don't see him carry the ball that much. It's Mark Butler, the fullback, 6 foot, 190-pound senior. He picks up maybe 2 or 3 yards. We'll have another third down play. And so far, Brownwood very effective on third down.
Well, this is a key one for the Roos right here. They need a stop.
The ball is at the 27 of Weatherford. High backfield. Here is the quarterback. He's going to cut inside a 2-man. He has a hole. He's at the 10-5 going in. Nice cut as Deacon Burns. I don't know how he got through there. Just a nice cut. There were a couple of Roos there, went right through, and there was no one left to stop him. And now we have a 23-yard run by Burns, and it is 13-0 in favor of Brownwood. So we'll have the extra point attempt. Here is Finley in to kick it. It is up. This one is a lot better than the last time, and it goes right through the middle, and it is 14-0. Brownwood over Weatherford here in the first quarter. We'll be right back with more Kangaroo football in just a minute.
Honey, can you pay these bills? It won't take you very long if you use Texas Banker Online.
Sure. Girls, I'll be right back.
Texas Banker Online, a simple and secure way to bank over the internet with no service charge. Now you can pay bills quickly and conveniently from the comfort of your own home with Texas Banker Online.
That was quick.
Yeah, that Texas Banker Online is really simple. Whose turn is it anyways?
Texas Banker Online, a product from Texas Bank. Plug in now.
Can I have a puppy? What do you mean Ground's never coming back? Why does he get to stay up? Where do babies come from? Did you smoke marijuana when you were my age?
The older they get, the more complicated the questions. Here's how to answer.
Hello, I'm Don Cressman, candidate for District Judge for the 43rd Judicial District of Texas.
I'm here today to ask you to do two things. First, I want you to support the Weatherford Kangaroos. Second, I want you to vote for me on the March 14th, 2000 primary for district judge. Thanks a lot.
Well, the Kangaroos find themselves down 14-0 here in the first quarter against Brownwood. Shotwell Stadium in Abilene, regional championship game. Here is the kick by Finley. It's a bouncer bouncing along the 35, picked up again by Kane Riddle. He'll get out to around the 40-yard line, perhaps the 39-yard line, and again, the Roos will start out with good field position. But the last time they had the ball up near midfield, they fumbled, and Brownwood turned that into a touchdown, a 23-yard run by Deacon Burns, and Deacon Burns is off to a fast start in this game, Mark, and they're going to have to, Kangaroos, like you said, are going to have to make a few defensive adjustments.
Yes, I'm sure that Coach Whitson's working on that right now. He's the head coach for the defense, and I'm sure Brent's working feverishly on that.
First and 10 for the Roos. Here's a handoff inside to Mark Pierce. He's going to be stopped quickly, as coming in is Robert Lopez. And they say that Robert Lopez, number 48, is one of the best nose tackles around at 5'11", 250. No gain for the Roos. It will be second and about 10 yards to go. They mark the ball at the 39. We'll say a gain of 1 on the play.
Randy, as we said earlier, the Roo offense is the kind of offense that can explode and can catch the Roos back up, but we really got to get after them right now.
Second and 9 for Weatherford from their own 39-yard line. Here's Zach Moore. He's going back to pass. He has a receiver, and slanting pattern is incomplete to Cashin Carlisle as it went over his head around midfield. So we'll have a third down and 9 for the Roos. And it looks like the Kangaroos have decided they're going to throw a few passes and try to break something open against this secondary of Brownwood.
Yeah, Randy, they're at least giving Brownwood something to think about. Last week against Denton, all the Roos did was run the ball. And so I'm sure that they're at least making Brownwood stay honest with the pass here.
Brownwood leads it 14-0, 4:18 to go in the first quarter. We'll have one man in the backfield, a wingman to the left side. Again, here is a pass in the flat to Mark Pierce. He gets away from a
couple
of the 40.
There he goes.
He's gone. 35, 30, 20, 10. Baby. Uh-oh. He's going in.
How do we just stick it to him, Mark?
How about that, folks? The Roos are right back in the game.
And you've got a stunned Brownwood audience on the other side. Those fans they're just sitting there looking at one another like, what was that?
Well, it didn't take long for the Kangaroo offense to answer back a 61-yard pass. It was a pass, what you would call a slide pattern, as Pierce caught that one in the backfield about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He made a great cut, and he did the same thing Deacon Burns did. He just crossed across the other side of the field and found a hole, and he was gone. It's now 14-7. We'll be right back with more Kangaroo football right after this.
Sat in the corner. Sure, smoke that much pot, and you'd be paranoid too.
In the early days of Parker County, the courthouse and square was the focus of activity. Education was important. The first high school was built in 1885 on the north end of the block, now occupied by the City Hall. The White Junior High was constructed on the site of the old Central High and was used until the new South Main School was available.
We are named Weatherford National Bank because we are Weatherford. From the rodeo to the Peach Festival to Christmas on the Square and everything in between, you'll find us there sharing in the rich heritage of Weatherford and Parker County. Come by any of our 5 offices located throughout Weatherford and Aledo, where you'll find free checking with overdraft protection, full-service mortgage department, extended lobby hours, and even Saturday banking, all the services that our customers have come to expect. Weatherford National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
The Weatherford Kangaroos now trail 14-7. We're in the first quarter. Here's the kickoff by Jeremy McClure. It'll go back to Crawford at the 5, and we've got some handoffs back here around the 5-yard line, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Burns is going to be trapped at the 5.
That was Andrew Cope in there, and he did a great job of taking down number 14, Deacon Burns, by himself.
Well, there were 2 handoffs. They had a man standing with his back to the Roos around the 5. He got it, and then we saw Burns come from the left side, but that did not fool the Roos, and now they have trapped Brownwood at their own 5-yard line. And a lot of trickery here early by the Lions, but this one backfired.
That was pretty unsuccessful trickery right there.
First and 10 for Brownwood from their own 5-yard line. Here he is, Burns. He's going to go to the left side this time, and he's going to pass it off.
That's it. That's it.
A loss of 3 yards, and back to the 2 as Ratliff is wrapped up.
And Randy, I tell you what happened on that play. Jeremy Day on the left end is being held by the right tackle of the Brownwood Lions, and Jeremy just strings that play out, strings it out, makes a quarterback pitch, and then Garrett Hudson comes up and smashes the runner for a 2-yard loss.
And that is the best that they have handled the option here in the first quarter. We're down to 3:18 to go, and the Roos, boy, they need to hold them right here, Mark. If they can hold them inside the 10 and make Brownwood punt, we're going to have real good field position here for Weatherford. Second down and 12. Here's the handoff inside, and spinning around up to around the 9-yard line is Ratliff, and he's wrapped up by Chuck Wilkie. We'll have a 3rd down play, and let's call it around 7 yards for a first down for Brownwood.
Boy, the interior of the Roo line, defensive line, just doing a great job of hitting in there. Craig Boney coming up and making a hit on the runner also. So got a long 3rd down situation for Brownwood. We just need 1 incomplete pass, and we'll be in good shape.
Well, Brownwood will come out of the I formation. They'll have 3 receivers out. Here is Burns. He's under. He's going to roll to the left side. Here's the pitch out.
That's it.
And it's going to go to Ratliff.
That's it.
He's going to be wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage as Colt Brolin comes in. And the Roos have pinned them back, and Brownwood will have to punt.
Randy, that whole series, both the first down and the 3rd down play were exceptionally good plays by our defensive ends. We had Jeremy Day on the left side and Michael Branch on the right side, stringing that option out and making it impossible for them to get a first down.
Well, here is the punt. Nice snap. And from the end zone, it will go very high, not too far, and it will bounce inside the 30-yard line. It's going to be downed at the Brownwood 27.5-yard line. So the breeze helping the Kangaroos there some, and they will have about as good a field position as you can hope for.
That was just a poor punt.
I don't think he caught all of that one, Mark.
No, he sure didn't.
You know, if you have the Brownwood Lions, you take those 14 letters, Mark Ribby, you know what that spells.
Brownwood Lions.
Bold Roos win now.
Bold Rouge win now. All right, here we go.
All right, now Bold Rouge win. 1st and 10. Zach Moore, left side, finds a hole. Across the 20. He's at the 15. He's down to the 12-yard line. It'll be a first down for the Kangaroos.
Well, the Rouge just lined up with all their receivers out here on the left end, Randy, and Zach Moore took that snap and headed around the left end. Everybody doing a good job of blocking and picked up, about 12, 15 yards.
15 yards on the play, exactly, Mark, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rouge. They are at the Brownwood at 12.5. Offset to the right side. 2 receivers out. Zach Moore will hand it to Mark Pierce, and he will blast through the line just to the right of guard on the center, and the right guard, that would be Antillion, and he'll get down to around the 7-yard line, a gain of 5.
Well, anytime you get in the red zone like this, Randy, and you can pick up 5 yards just rushing the ball right up the middle on first down, that's a good start.
The Rouge got behind 14-0, but a 61-yard pass, or it could have been a lateral. We'll have to look at the film. Has got him back in it. Now they're at the doorstep again. Here's Zach Moore cutting inside the 5. He's down to the 1. That'll be a 1st and goal for the Rouge. He faked inside to Mark Pierce, found a hole off right tackle, and blasted through there before Brownwood could stop him, and he's at the 1.5, and it will be a 1st and goal for the Rouge, and they're on the verge of tying this game up in the first quarter with only 25 seconds to go and the clock running.
And Randy, all that the Rouge are doing is just shoving it down their throat, defensively and offensively.
And Brownwood, their lead, it does not appear it's going to last very long. Moore, left side, touchdown!
Just right over the middle of Michael Ross and Jose Antillion and Brad Simmons. That offensive line doing a great job of blowing the Brownwood line back off the ball 3 or 4 yards at a time.
Well, that's taking advantage of your field position in 4 plays. They move it from the Brownwood 27, a 1-yard sneak by Zach Moore. And Colt Borland will hold here at the 10, and Jeremy McClure will try to tie it up for the Rouge. Here's the kick. It is up.
Right in the middle.
It is all tied up. 14. Oh, boy. We'll be back with more Kangaroo football right after this.
Your hometown bank teams up with your hometown Kangaroos to provide the support for a successful athletic year at Weatherford High School. Texas Bank, a proud sponsor of the Kangaroo Stadium scoreboard, the Sports Medicine John Deere Gator, and the new athletic training complex. Texas Bank makes the commitment to our student athletes to place them in the winner's circle. Backing our Kangaroos, banking at Texas Bank. Member FDIC, an equal opportunity lender.
You can find yourself living in the middle of breathtaking beauty among the wildlife of Texas at Silverado on the Brazos. This upscale, low-density equine residential development has a world-class arena, 200 box stalls, and professional trainers on site. Spectacular building sites in the Brazos River. Boating, hiking, trail riding, and coming soon, an 18-hole championship golf course. To choose your beautiful home site, call 817-341-7770.
It's always someone else's kid who smokes marijuana. Someone else's kid who's messing up in school. Someone else's kid who's having trouble at home. But what happens when someone else's kid meets your kid? Talk to your kids about marijuana before someone else does.
Welcome back to Weatherford Kangaroo football on KZ 1220, your Sports Center, simulcasting. Also on KYQX 89.5. Here is Burns, left side on this kickoff, and he's going to be tripped up at the 25 as again they kick it deep, and they hand it off to Burns back, who is on the right side, and he runs all the way across to the left side of the field and is run down at the 25.
Yeah, we had Chuck Wilkie ran him down, and Andrew Cope hot on his heels again.
And that is the end of the first quarter of play. It is the Kangaroos 14, Brownwood 14. We'll be back for the second in just 1 minute.
Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep. Well, duh. That's what happens when you get stoned.
Teamwork. That's what it's all about in football. The teams that win championships always work together. It's the same in banking. The folks at First National Bank of Weatherford work together as a team to provide the best service possible. We're the best bank in town because of teamwork. We treat all our customers as a VIP because to us, everyone is important. Come by today and see what teamwork can do for you at the First National Bank of Weatherford. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Here at Green's Florist, we strive to please our customers. Come by and see our large selection of silks, plants, cut flowers, balloons, and novelty items. Established in 1957, we're the oldest family-owned florist in Weatherford, having over 55 years of combined experience with a friendly and knowledgeable staff. We're located at 701 North Main. Give us a call at 594-2733, and we send flowers worldwide.
All right, first and 10 for Brownwood. Here is a pitch back to Shea Radliff. He's looking for a hole, and he's going to be down. And I believe they've got him right at the line of scrimmage.
That was Jeremy Day again. He looked like he was being held again out on that right side. Jeremy doing a good job of shedding that block and pulled him down for the tackle with no gain.
And that reminds me, at halftime, we'll have the best animated response of the year of the Kangaroos. Don Legale will have his, Mark Reeby will have his, and I shall have mine. We'll also have the best hit of the year for the Kangaroos. Second down and 10. Shotgun. Burns back. Rolling. Getting away from one Ruse. A pass. Gonna be, almost intercepted by Garrett Hudson. He jumped up in front of Corey Crawford at the 45. Probably should have had it.
Well, Randy, we definitely are starting to have better pressure on the quarterback. Michael Branch doing a good job of getting in there. Of course, Michael's about 6'4" or 6'3", something like that. Got those long arms, had him way up in the air, and I'm sure it's hard to throw over a guy as tall as he is.
Well, you want to see the Roos stop him on 3rd and 10. Ball is at the 26-yard line of Brownwood. I formation. Burns the quarterback. They have 3 receivers out. And Burns will go back. And he's looking right down the middle of the field. He throws a pass. Intercept. Well, okay, that's 2 in a row, folks. As Darrell Clay was on his way for a touchdown, and it pops out right at the last second.
Well, bless his heart, he was in the right spot at the right time, and the key to that deal, though, is we're going to get the ball back.
You know, I already had interception coming out, and it looked like he was on his way for a score, and nobody, well, you know, perhaps Burns, with his speed, might have been able to catch him, but it would have been close. Here's the punt. End over end. Reception at the 38, and it's Garrett Hudson, and he's got a hole at the 45, and he's going to get close to midfield. Let's call it the 49-yard line, and the Roos again are going to have very good field position as they stop Brownwood this time. And you know, the Brownwood fans on the other side, they're wondering what on earth is going on. We started out like we were going to blow the Roos clean out of the park. And here it is all tied up, and you know, Deacon Burns, he's probably thinking, what do I have to do? I've thrown great passes. I've had 2 very good touchdown runs, 27, 23 yards, and he looks up there, and the score is tied, and the Roos are on top of him again with the ball near midfield.
Well, the momentum definitely has shifted the Roos' way, and it's time for our offense to really take care of business.
And you can hear the Roo crowd come in with their big Roo that they scream out. Here is Zach Moore. He's looking for a pass. He's got a man, and it is going to be incomplete at the 15-yard line. That was Cashin Carlisle. That was a very high wobbly pass. Cashin jumped up, and you know the Roos have had their hands all over the ball in this game, and they just can't seem to hold on to it. That would have been a very tough catch as he had the defensive man for Brownwood right on top of him, but there was a possibility there for Cashin. I just think that the wind was blowing that ball around, and also very high pass that the wind had caught, and plenty of time for the defender to catch up on that play. Second down and 10. The Roos have it. High backfield. 2 receivers out. And here is Mark Pierce breaking tackle. 35.
Get out here.
He's down to the 30. 25. 20. Steps out of bounds at the 17, 18, 19-yard lines. What are they going to call it? He almost took that one all the way.
Oh, I think we got shorted on that spot. Looks like maybe about 4 or 5 yards short of where Mark actually went out of bounds. But
that was a direct handoff. Right side behind Hash and Antillion. And another good hold, but a lot of it also Mark Pierce as he broke through a number of would-be tacklers between the midfield and the 45 of Brownwood. Then he shot down the sideline and almost made it all the way in. First and 10 for the Roos. And the Brownwood 19. Here's Zach Moore right up the middle, and he'll get about 6 yards down to around the 13-yard line of the Lions. And this Kangaroo offense is beginning to get in high gear here in the second quarter with the game all tied, 14.
Randy, I'm telling you, there's no way they can stop us. No way. We might stop ourselves, but they can't stop us, I don't believe.
Well, you have not been wrong on a prognostication all year, Mark Reeby, and I hope you're not wrong this time. Here is the Diamond backfield. Here's the deep back, left tackle. He'll be close to the first down. He'll have the first down inside the 10 at the 9 of Brownwood, and relentless is the Roo attack right now.
Well, Randy, you look at the guys getting up out of that pile there where Mark Pierce was tackled. You've got Jason Sudge, Bradley Simmons, and Michael Ross. All 3 of those linemen down there right in the middle of the play. They're not just hitting one guy and then standing up. They're driving forward and going with Mark the whole way.
Yeah, this is going to be some game, I'm telling you.
First and goal.
9:55 to go. Again, the Diamond backfield for the Kangaroos. First and goal. Zach Moore. He will pitch it out to Garrett Hudson. He's at the 5, and he's run out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Let's call it the 4, as this time they go option left. And a good pitch out by Zach Moore.
Yes, that was a good pitch out. The defensive end came up quick and made Zach pitch that ball out. But the line offense continued to key on Mark Pierce, and so Garrett Hudson was wide open as he went around that left end.
Second and goal. The ball placed between the 5 and 4. Brownwood. 9:41 left in the second quarter. The game is tied. Again, the Diamond backfield. Here's the handoff to Pierce. He's at the 3-2-1. He is in for a Roo touchdown.
I'm telling you, they can't stop us, Randy.
And it's just boom, boom, boom for the Kangaroos as they catch up, and now they have gone ahead. 20-14.
We are that much better than they are.
Woo! And now Jeremy McClure will try to add another point on, as we've had an offensive explosion by Weatherford after Brownwood moved ahead 14-0. Here is the snap. Borland has it. The kick is up by McClure, and it is right through. And it is the Kangaroos 21, Brownwood 14. We'll be back with more Roo football in a minute.
Honey, can you pay these bills? It won't take you very long if you use Texas Banker Online.
Sure. Girls, I'll be right back.
Texas Banker Online, a simple and secure way to bank over the internet with no service charge. Now you can pay bills quickly and conveniently from the comfort of your own home with Texas Banker Online.
That was quick.
Yeah, that Texas Banker Online is really simple. Whose turn is it anyways?
Texas Banker Online, a product from Texas Bank. Plug in now.
Those who dive lightly into the market today soon discover that when opportunities swim side by side with peril, it is easy to lose all sense of direction. The riskier the investment environment, the more you need the fixed income strategies of Cummer Moyers Capital Advisors. Is your investment advisor recommending Cummer Moyers for $19.99? Cummer Moyers, managing money, earning trust.
Pizza place, this is Egan. May I help you?
On June the 1st, 1976, it was my opportunity to walk in the front door of the pizza place in Weatherford, Texas. At that time, you could get the lunch special, which is a small cheese pizza, a salad, and a drink for only 95 cents. There's been a lot of things that have changed in Weatherford, Texas in the last 23 years, but there's one thing that's always remained constant. The pizza place and the Weatherford Kangaroos have always been a perfect combination.
Jeremy McClure will kick off for the Kangaroos. They lead it 21-14. Pooch kick. This will go to the left side, and it will go out of bounds, and perhaps Brownwood will take this one, and they'll have good field position. Let's see if they want the Roos to re-kick, if we're going to take the ball at the 40-yard line. As that Pooch kick, I believe that one was blown out, Mark.
Well, based on the previous starting field position for Brownwood, I think they were probably right at the field.
I think
they fear that. That's what they're doing.
That's exactly right.
They fear it. That helps us out. See, that's what we want.
Then we got to make sure we get him. Hey,
he's going to be out to the 40-yard line. See where they're going to mark it. First and 10 for Brownwood at the 35. Well, I thought the ball went out a little bit further up than that, but so they're taking the penalty, actually. The penalty will place the ball at the 35. So first and 10 for the Lions. Now they find themselves behind for the first time in the game. 5-yard run by Mark Pierce. Puts the Roos ahead. Here is Deacon Burns. Here is a pitch out, and this will go to Valdez. He'll get about 4 or 5 yards across the 40 as they go option to the left. Nice pitch out again by Burns. They handle the ball well back there, and they certainly run that option well along with their other formations. They do everything so precisely.
Well, that was a good job by the Roo defense. We had 3 tacklers on the ball that time, led by Craig Boney. So good job of getting more than 1 tackler on the runner.
2nd and 5 for Brownwood. And here is Deacon Burns. He finds a hole and he's going to the outside. He's got room across midfield. And here's a nice ankle tackle by Barrett Weaver. Will down him at the 46 of the Roos. As that time the Roos were backed off. It looked like they were expecting a pass there, Mark.
Yeah, Randy, they lined up in that formation and where they send the tailback in motion, and they have passed out of that formation several times already today.
And the way these two teams are moving the ball, the last team with the ball may be the winner. Jeremy Day will come off. 1st and 10 for Brownwood. This time it's the wishbone. Burns.
Oh, fumble.
We got it. Roos have got it. Kangaroos have got the ball at the 45.
Scott Safford came in there for the fumble recovery. And that looked like one of those rugby scrimmages where they leave the ball on the ground for a little while and then they...
Well, I don't think anybody knew that the ball was on the ground besides the fullback. And I don't think Burns knew it was on the ground, and the Roos were just stepping all over it. And you could hear everybody down in the stands saying, ball, ball. You could hear it up here in the booth. And finally, the Roos fall on it. They have the ball at the 45. And so now they have stopped Brownwood 3 straight times. Kangaroos will come out with quads to the left. Haven't seen that formation. Look at here is Pierce. 40-yard line. 45 on a reverse. And he'll be knocked out around the 47. So a gain of 2 or 3 yards. And that was a little trickery that they had planned for this game. Mark Ribby?
I don't believe that we've seen that play so far this year, Randy. And Coach McBroom had indicated in the coaches show yesterday that they had a few plays that they wanted to show to Brownwood. So I'm sure they're kind of keeping them honest when they line up with those quads left or quads right.
Well, they will mark the ball at the 48. Second down and 7 for the Kangaroos, and this time it's the spread. Shotgun. That is Zach Moore back. Here's the snap. He's going to go over the left side. He'll get 3 or 4 yards. He crosses midfield, and he'll get to the 48 of the Lions. And man, there's got to be a little bit of fatigue on these defenses because they have been strung out here in the first half with the score 21-14 in favor of the Kangaroos.
Randy, the quickness of our offensive line is really showing up right now. The Brownwood lines are quite a bit larger than the Roos, but the quickness of that line, we're beating them off the ball every time.
Kangaroos looking to go to the quarterfinals against either Hereford or El Paso Isleta. And we've got a timeout. The score, Weatherford 21, Brownwood 14. And we'll be back with more Kangaroo football on KZ right after this.
I just don't want to.
I think a lot of kids smoke pot.
I feel like I'm the only one who doesn't.
Why do I have to be so
Different.
different? Maybe we're not as different as we think.
First National Bank of Weatherford is excited about the 1999 Weatherford High School season. Since 1880, the First National Bank of Weatherford has provided friendly and reliable service to the folks in Weatherford and surrounding area. We wish all of the players, cheerleaders, band members, and fans success in all they do in 1999. Come by and visit with your personal banker at First National Bank of Weatherford, member FDIC and equal housing lender. In the early 1900s through the 1950s, Weatherford was known as the watermelon capital of the world. Farmers brought wagon loads of large melons to sell to visitors passing through the square. The watermelon that most people remember being in Weatherford was this one on the south side of the square, constructed for a parade around the courthouse. Weatherford was the watermelon capital of the world.
Weatherford Kangaroos and the Brownwood Lions putting on a show here this afternoon in Shotwell Stadium in this Class 4A Division I, Region 1 battle. And I'll tell you, this is some kind of playoff game, Mark Reeby. Everything you would want. And we've already had here in the second quarter.
Nothing but excitement right now.
And the stadium is almost completely filled. Shotwell Stadium, I believe, holds around 18 to 20,000. It's almost filled. Here is the snap back to Zach Moore. And he's going to go for a screen pass. And it is intercepted by Corey Crawford. And he's going to take it in for a Brownwood touchdown. And I am not sure how that Corey Crawford was able to hang on to that. It was a screen pass that went over the head of Mark Pierce. And Crawford got a hand on it. He was flying through the air. And somehow he was able to hang on one-handed, came down, went all the way in for a touchdown. And that one was run back around 35 yards. Somewhere between the 35 and the 40-yard line is where he was able to get it. And now the Brownwood Lions have a chance to tie it up. Here is Finley. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And so suddenly Brownwood, they use a defensive play to tie this game up. 21-all. We'll be right back with more Kangaroo football right after this.
Honey, can you pay these bills? It won't take you very long if you use Texas Banker Online.
Sure. Girls, I'll be right back.
Texas Banker Online, a simple and secure way to bank over the internet with no service charge. Now you can pay bills quickly and conveniently from the comfort of your own home with Texas Banker Online.
That was quick.
Yeah, that Texas Banker Online is really simple. Whose turn is it anyways?
Texas Banker Online, a product from Texas Bank. Plug in now.
Dennis Connolly and Associates at Weatherford Physical Therapy have been serving and supporting Parker County since 1982. Their new location is at 1404 South Main, next to the Golden Moon, Weatherford's only privately owned rehabilitation clinic specializing in physical, occupational, and speech therapy. The latest equipment demonstrates their commitment to quality personal care. For all your sports medicine, spine, and orthopedic rehab needs, call 341-3600. Weatherford Physical Therapy Services.
Hi, I'm Shannon Carney, and this is my sister Stacy of Vic, Cressman, and Carney.
Hi, this is Laura Cressman from Vic, Cressman, and Carney.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Vick of Vic, Cressman, and Carney.
Together, we are Vic, Cressman, and Carney, and we support the Kangaroos.
Oh yeah, there is that other Vic, Cressman, and Carney, and they support the Roos too.
Who had been sitting on their hands for a while. They're back up. Kangaroo fans, they haven't sat down yet. 21-21. Second quarter. And a defensive play. And you know the Kangaroos have not had a defensive touchdown all year. And they are about due. I've been saying lately, you know, they're about due, and all of a sudden Brownwood gets one. But that was just a tremendous play by Crawford.
Yeah, it was really an athletic play and a good concentration.
Finley will kick off for the Lions. Goes through the hands of Kane Riddle at the 20. Picked up by Garrett Hudson. He's at the 20. Here. He's at the 30-yard line, and he squirms across to the 33 before he's down.
Oh, come on now.
And a lot of the Roos want a penalty there as he was on the ground and was hit after he was down for a little bit, but evidently no harm done there, and the Kangaroos will start at their own 32. And, you know, the Kangaroo defense begins to look very strong, and the offense had been really rolling, and the Brownwood defense comes through with a big play. And now the Roos have got to come out and just pretend that nothing happened and continue to do what they've been doing, Mark.
Well, we've got about 7.5 minutes left in the second quarter, Randy, and so it would be nice to see the Roos take all 7 minutes of this and just grind one out down the field.
1st and 10 for Weatherford. A pitch out to Mark Pierce. He's going to make a cut. He's at the 35. He's at the 40. He's got a 10-yard gain, and we got a penalty flag down. And this may be a holding penalty against Weatherford. It came down right after the play got underway. It's in the backfield of the Roos, and it is certainly going to come back. And a nice 11-yard pickup, and they're going to call it clipping. And that, I believe, is the, was that a chop block that he called there, a chop block? So I didn't see it. Of course, we were behind that play on this side of the field.
I was over here on the right part of the line of scrimmage, and of course the play went around to the left side. That's going to make a long 1st and 25 for the Roos.
So Weatherford now will start back at their own 17-yard line.
Well, instead of I guess a 68-yard drive, we're going to have a, what is that, Don? That's going to be about an 83-yard drive.
Well, they have not been stopped lately, but let's see if this penalty will help Brownwood, because the Roos have got to go 25 for a first down. One man in the backfield. That is Mark Pierce. Here's Zach Moore. He finds a hole across the 10, and he may have reached the 15. They're going to mark him at the 14-yard line, and that will be a gain of approximately 7 or 8 yards for the Roos, as he just takes that handoff and sweeps to the right. Good blocking, you know, at any other time that would have been a very big gain, but with the Roos having to pick up yardage all the way out to the 42, they've still got a long way to go.
Well, that gets us down to about 2nd and 17 or so.
Score is tied, 21 all, 6:24 to go in the second quarter. Here's a handoff to Pierce, cutting back. Come on, 15.
Keep it up.
20, 30, 35, 40, 45. First down. He just refused to go down, and he just kept on running through Brownwood lines until he got his first down.
I tell you what, David Walden, the coach of the baseball team here in Weatherford, was going around this week asking folks, is there anyone in the state of Texas who can tackle Mark Pierce? And I don't believe, based on that run, there is.
Well, there's not anybody that can tackle him very easily. I can certainly say that, because we've been watching him all year, and he's creeping up on 2,000 yards. 1st and 10 for the Roos at the 46. Here's a fumble, and I believe that Mark Pierce is going to fall on the ball in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a couple of yards, and this time Zach Moore, he fumbled that from the snap.
Yeah, just popped out of there, and Mark very alertly got to it. Number 40, Gomez, for the Brownwood Lions, was just about to get on that ball, and Pierce dove in there and got there ahead of time.
Well, the mistakes in this game have been made by Weatherford. We've seen them have a pass intercepted and run back for a touchdown by Brownwood. We've seen a ball on the ground a couple of times. They've lost a fumble, but they are still tied up, 21 all. 2nd down and 12 from the 44. Zach Moore will keep the ball, and he will move up across the 45, and he'll get out to the 48-yard line, where we'll have a 3rd and 8 now for the Kangaroos. We're down to 5:05 to go in the 2nd quarter, and this has been a very exciting Class 4A playoff game between Brownwood and Weatherford. And you know, we all week long said we thought this might be one of the more exciting matchups of the year because of the two offenses involved, and the fact that it appeared that both offenses would be able to move the ball, and they have. 3rd down and 8 for the Roos from their own 48. Zach Moore will go back to pass. Here's a slide pattern again to Pierce, and this one will be incomplete, as they're trying the same play that he scored on a moment ago, and an incomplete pass, and the Roos will have to punt now with 4:19. They've still got the clock running for some reason. Now they finally stop it at 4:16.
Well, we've got Garrett Hudson coming in to punt the ball for the Roos. This will be Garrett's first punt of the day, and of course Garrett's been very, very solid all year long with his punting, and the Roo cover team has done a great job of getting down quickly to cover those punts.
Garrett Hudson will punt. This is the first punt for Garrett, and it is high, wobbly kick, bounces at the 30, down to the 25, and then rolls out of bounds around the 20-yard line of Brownwood.
Well, that was a good punt by Garrett, Randy, because he's punting right into a pretty stiff breeze. The breeze is blowing from south to north, and of course the Roos are heading right into that. So good job by Garrett of punting that ball.
So now we'll see the Brownwood offense. The offense of Brownwood has been stymied the last 2 or 3 times they've had the ball. But they get a big defensive play to tie the game up. I formation. 2 receivers to the right side. As a handoff to Shea Ratliff. He finds a good hole. Across the 30, 35, 40. He's at midfield. He's at the 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown for Brownwood. An 80-yard run by Shea Ratliff. And the explosion of both teams just continues here at Shotwell Stadium. Peardy was going to be trapped around the Kangaroo 30-yard line, but he suddenly found another hole and shot to the outside and broke into the clear around the 40 or 45 of the Kangaroos, and he went on down the sideline, and he's got tremendous speed. They could not catch him. Here's the attempt by Finley. It is up, and it is good, and now Brownwood is back on top, 28-21. We'll be back with more Roo football.
I'm Troy Noel. I was married to Brad Noel, the singer of Sublime. Brad died of a heroin overdose. Jake's been robbed of having a wonderful person to be his father. Educate yourself. Heroin kills, period. We miss him, and we'll miss him forever, and don't let anyone miss you.
Weatherford National Bank, growing with Weatherford. We started in College Park and continued to expand into 5 offices located throughout Weatherford and Aledo. No matter where you live, chances are that you are close to one of our offices. Take advantage of our customer-friendly services. Free checking with overdraft protection, full-service mortgage department, extended lobby hours, and even Saturday banking. Weatherford National Bank. We kept growing until we became a part of Weatherford's history. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Trinity Paint and Body, owned by Bo Winstead, is located at 1600 Fort Worth Highway. They are known for their fast and superior service. Since opening in April of 1998, they are already having to expand their existing location due to the high volume of business. For great hometown service and a friendly staff, call Trinity Paint and Body, Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. And remember, for high-quality service, Bo knows.
Well, they're going to have an adding machine to add up all the offensive stats here by both teams in the first half. We just had an 80-yard run by Shea Ratliff of Brownwood. Now Brownwood is back on top, 28-21. 3:54 to go in the second quarter. Finley will kick off. It's a short kick, bouncing around. 35, the Roos try to get under it. Do they? At the 35-yard line, let's see. And they had a hard time getting up on that little pooch kick. And they kicked it just beyond the front row players of the Kangaroos. And it is Shanahan on it. Wow, that was that's Casey dangerous looking situation there for Weatherford, because Brownwood was right down on top of that quickly. And the Roos having it thrown 35. It will be a relatively good field position here. Zach Moore is coming back in now at the quarterback position for Weatherford, and they'll have 3 minutes and 47 seconds to work here. And now they are down by 7, but they have moved the ball. First and 10 for Weatherford. Zach Moore rolling to his right, gets a good block, tries to cut inside, but this time is going to be downed about the line of scrimmage as he's run out of bounds. And over there quickly was David Smith, the big tackle for Brownwood.
Well, good block out here by Mark Pierce. Pierce doing a good job of running the ball so far this game, but also doing a good job of blocking for Zach Moore.
Second and just over 10 yards to go for the Roos. And I'll tell you, we've got a lot of people out here who have expended a tremendous amount of energy in the stands on both sides.
The emotions is just going up and down right now.
Second and 11. Here is Pierce. He finds a hole. 40, 45, 50, 45, keep it 40, 25, 30, 25. And finally, a tackle by Joe Stewart's son. Mark Pierce would have had a long run for a touchdown. He's ran down at the 25.
Well, Randy, what can you say about that? Here we are, Brownwood comes in and scores 2 touchdowns on us, and the Weatherford offense just comes out and rips off about a 50-yard gain.
And Mark Pierce is going to have a lot of yardage, and some of it's going to be pass receiving, and that 61-yard pass reception. Now, they may call that a lateral if it's a lateral. Here is somebody jumping a little ahead of time on the Kangaroo right side, and that will be a 5-yard penalty. The Kangaroos have definitely made more mistakes in this game. They've been penalized a little more, and also they've dropped the ball a couple of times. They had the interception. The ball will be moved back to the 30-yard line of Brownwood. We'll have a first down and 15.
Well, there's still plenty of time left in the second quarter, Randy, and the Roos just need to grind this one on in and score tie the game up, go in at halftime tied up.
You know, we were going to have a big halftime show, but we may all have to just drop back on some stretchers and try to get our composure. Zach Moore with the ball. He makes up the 5 as he keeps it on the quarterback draw. Goes to the right of Michael Ross this time, the center. And will pick up the 5. It'll be second down and 10. The Kangaroos down at the Brownwood 25-yard line. And we've got 2 minutes and 49 seconds to go. We're going to have a timeout here by the officiating crew as there's a question as we have, well, they're going to exchange ball. They decide that ball is not the one they want out there.
I think that was a Nerf ball that they had in there for a little while, Randy. And
somebody painted a Nerf ball to look exactly like a football, and the referees caught it. Second down and 10.
All right, here we go.
Kangaroos have been able to move the ball the entire game, but Brownwood has the lead. Gonna have a man to the right side. That is Garrett Hudson, and he will throw a block. And here goes Mark Pierce with another big gain, and he's still on his feet, refuses to go down. And then they say he loses the ball. They're gonna say it is Brownwood's ball. Oh no! And I believe somebody just pulled the ball right out of his hands as he was going down at the 18.
Yeah, Mark was just in there fighting as hard as he could to pick up an extra yard or two, and that defensive back came in and just stripped the ball.
So Brownwood again coming up with a big play as Mark Pierce had a first down at the 18-yard line of the Lions. And I didn't get the number of the defensive back that came in and stripped the ball away. But he just pulled it right out of Mark Pierce's hands as he was going down. The I formation for Brownwood. Here is the pitch out. It'll go to Shea Ratliff. And again, he's going to cut to the outside. And again, he has a big gain as he gets across the 25 and out to the 29-yard line. And they have been very effective on that pitch out to the right side so far in the first half. We're down to 2:20 to go.
Well, that was, I believe, the same play that he had scored on the time before when Brownwood had the ball, and Rue's doing a little better job of stringing that out and bringing him down.
And they've come out and run the ball here in the second quarter. They came out passing in the first. Deacon Burns with it. He will roll to the left, gets away from one man, and now is going to be tackled at the 39 as he rips off 10 yards. That was Garrett Hudson out there. Garrett was going to make the tackle, and Burns just cut in inside him all of a sudden and picked up another 6 or 7 yards. And Brownwood beginning to find some big holes right now in the Rue defense.
Well, that's true, Randy, but the clock is running, and so they've got a long ways to go to score in about 2 minutes.
Down to 156. Burns looking over on the sideline as Brownwood will have 3 receivers to the right side. A lot of offense here in the first half. Here's a snap back to Burns. Here's a quick pass, and this will go to Corey Crawford. He will get away from a couple of Roos and move on up to around the 49-yard line. It will be short of the first down. Quick pass to the flat on the right side. And Brownwood very efficiently moving the ball here with just a minute 24 to go. 2nd and 1. They're on their own 49.
Time for a little interception.
This time they'll bring, and here is the snap back. Burns is in trouble. Now he's going to be run out of bounds way back at the 39-yard line, but we did have a Rue offsides as somebody jumped a little early. Burns, I think Burns knew that was going to be a free play, and he took off with the ball. He was run out of bounds for about a 10-yard loss, but this will come back as I think one of the defensive tackles for the Kangaroos jumped. We're down to 1:11 to go.
Yeah, about 30 seconds to go.
Well, that'll be all right. They're going to come back, and they'll move the ball this time down to the Kangaroo 46. That will be a first down for Brownwood. They have made no mistakes in this game. The Roos have, and that is the reason right now that the Brownwood Lions have got this 7-point lead at 28-21. But it has been one exciting ball game here in the first half. The fans can barely get seated before they have to stand back up again. So now most of them have just decided to stand up. They may be up the rest of the game. Snap back, long pass, down to Corey Crawford. Can he catch it? No, it's over his head. And Boland was back there, but Crawford was behind him. And I can tell you, Burns can throw that ball a long way. Well, 2nd down and 10.
He's got the wind behind him, which is obviously helping him from a distance standpoint. But the Roos are kind of set up here for this passing offense because they know that Brownwood doesn't have much time to score. About a minute left in the game.
And here is the nickel package coming in for the Roos. Nickel package coming in. Here is the snap. Burns looks to the left side. Nice pass. This to Shea Ratliff. He will spin around at the 40. He'll pick up about 7 yards. Nice tackle by Shanahan, who was over there, and also Darrell Clay. Clock is down to 50 seconds, and we'll have a timeout here by Brownwood. Whoa, boy, the action quick, fast, furious. It's hot and heavy. all the superlatives you can think of in this game. And we've got the Roo fans standing. They are still screaming at the top of their lungs over here on the west side of Shotwell Stadium. And Brownwood fans are on their feet. And you just can't sit down in this one, Mark, or you'll miss something.
No question about it, Randy. It's everything that you'd want a playoff game to be. And I think the Roos have got them where they want them right here. We're only down 7, and we've seen pretty much all that Brownwood's got to offer. And I think the Roos can hold them, and we'll take care of business in the second half.
The field position game has gone to us, and every break that you could expect to go Brownwood's way has gone Brownwood's way. In fact, this drive started with a ball stripped away from Pierce when he's down inside the 20.
And I'm going to give out some thank yous in this game a little earlier than normal, as most of our thank yous go out after we go off the air on our live broadcast, and you don't hear it at all. Or rather on our TV broadcast, you don't hear it at all, and I want to make sure everyone gets all of these thank yous that we'll have today. Here's a pitch off to Shea Ratliff, a big hole, and again he cuts to the outside, and he gets down to the 20-yard line of the Roos. That will be a gain of about 19 yards. It'll be a first down. We're down to 43 seconds, and what they do is they get these wide receivers out there, and they get the Kangaroos looking for that pass. They bring in their nickel package, and then they shoot right up the middle on them.
Well, that was a touchdown-saving tackle out there by Barrett Weaver.
First and 10 for Brownwood. Here's a pitch out. This to the left side, and this time the tackle will be made around the 15-yard line as again Ratliff has it, and he'll gain about 5 yards. We're down to 27 seconds to go. Brownwood has a 28-21 lead, but no lead seems safe in this game the way the offenses have been moving the ball. Let's thank right now Charles and Mindy Beard, the owners of KZ. You know, Mark and Don, the reason we are able to put on so many high school sporting events on KZ is because of their commitment to high school sports in the area. I will challenge anybody, any station or any network like we have with KZ and also KYQX to show us where they have had more hours of high school sports than we have over the last few years. And you've got to thank Charles and Mindy for that. And also Sally, that is Chuck Beard's wife, well known in the area. She was a nurse a long time. And they know the importance of high school sports and what it means to everyone in the area. I also want to thank Gene, Megan, Don Sharp. Here we go, second down at 5. And here is a pitch out to Corey Crawford going back to the east side of the field. He's going to be met at the 10-yard line. He's going to go down at the 9, a tackle by Wilkie, and also Barrett Weaver was over there. That will be a first down, and they will stop the clock with 17 seconds to go as Brownwood has used the time about as efficiently as you possibly can right here, and they will have a first and goal from the 8-yard line of the Kangaroos.
Well, now this is really going to be interesting, Randy, because I believe that was the last time out for Brownwood. And so we've got 17 seconds. They're down to our 9-yard line. They've got time to run one play, obviously, or two plays probably. But I don't know that they have enough time to run a play and get a field goal unit on, which they're obviously got to be thinking about.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they will do. You have to think that they will go with a pass here. And Mark, into the end zone.
Yeah, something in the end zone.
Now, Finley is a very good kicker. As you know, he defeated Big Springs right at the end of that game with a field goal as they defeated Big Spring 31-28. So, of course, at this range, it's almost point blank for Finley. Here we go. It's first and goal. The ball at the 8. Deacon Burns in the shotgun. Here's the snap back to Deacon. He's going to roll to the left side. He has a man in the end zone, and that is a touchdown. 8-yard pass. And catching that one was Clint Dempsey, and Clint Dempsey has a touchdown. The 5'10", 170-pound wide receiver just curled in, and Deacon Burns found him, and now Brownwood is back on top, 34-21. They've come back. They had a 2-touchdown lead in the first quarter. Now they are going to move up again by 2. And we only have 12 seconds to go in the half. We have an illegal procedure penalty here against Brownwood. And on KZ and KYQX, we have brought you Kangaroo football for years and years, and also the Aledo Bearcats. On KYQX, we have the coaches shows. We also have brought you all the Pojo action in Springtown. Here's the kick. It is up. It is good, and it was 35-21. Let's go ahead and keep it right here with only 12 seconds to go in the half. We've also covered the Kangaroos. Mark and Don, the basketball, both boys and girls. You and I have got to team up and bring those championship teams to all of the people in the Parker County regional area over the years. And we don't stop there. We have one of the best softball teams, and we bring you a full venue of softball on KZ during the spring, and our regional champion baseball team also. So it's not just football, and it's not just Weatherford. It's Aledo and also Peaster. We have the Peaster Greyhounds, and we throw in Springtown and Azle at times and Brock. So you got to say that KZ is the high school sports station.
Well, Randy, here we are down to 12 seconds to the end of the second quarter, and these Roo fans are, even though we're down 2 touchdowns, they're still standing on their feet. You can tell they still believe in our team, and we got down 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, came storming back, and there's no reason we can't do that again. So it would be nice to have a long run back here on this kickoff, so we'll see what happens.
Well, Finley will kick it. The Roos have Pierce and Garrett Hudson back deep. It's going to squib kick it. Bounces high in the air. It's picked up by Barrett Weaver. Is going to go to the left side. Now he shoots upfield across the 35, and he will be down at the 37 of the Roos. And we have 5 seconds left, so we'll have time for one play. The Roos, I'm sure, will just kneel down here as Zach Moore will come in, and that will be the end of the first half. And of course, I was telling you all of the high school sporting events that we have and letting you know about all of that, because we will continue it over the next year as we go into the spring sports. We expect to have the Roos on for several more weeks. And we will also have the 911 Bowl for you. That's the police department versus the fire department. Here is the snap. Moore keeps it on the draw. He'll have 5 or 6 yards. He'll be down around the 34, and that will end what has been a very exciting first half of play. Brownwood has the lead, 35-21. We will be back with Don Legali's halftime statistics, and we'll have some commentary from Mark Reby. We'll tell you about the great 1965 team, and that is the team that reeled off 11 wins in a row. And of course, if the Kangaroos are able to come back and beat Brownwood, they will tie that team for the best record in Kangaroo history. We'll be back with halftime right after we pause for Kangaroo sponsors.
Your hometown bank teams up with your hometown Kangaroos to provide the support for a successful athletic year at Weatherford High School. Texas Bank, a proud sponsor of the Kangaroo Stadium scoreboard, the sports medicine John Deere Gator, and the new athletic training complex. Texas Bank makes the commitment to our student athletes to place them in the winner's circle. Backing our Kangaroos, banking at Texas Bank. Member FDIC, an equal opportunity lender.
All right,
here we go.
The Roos are down by 2 touchdowns, but they will receive the ball. The wind will be behind Brownwood here in the third quarter. Finley will be the kicker. Back deep for the Weatherford Kangaroos is going to be Mark Pierce and Garrett Hudson. And let's see if the Roos can't make something happen here early in the third quarter. 1 touchdown, you'd have to say they're right back in it. Well, they're in the game, but they need to close the gap a little before we move into the fourth.
Well, we've got a lot of football left to go, Randy, and the Roos are still in good shape. As fast as they can score, they can get right back in this thing.
The kick, Squibbler again, picked up by Kane Riddle at 30, 35. He's
Come on,
40. He's at the 45. And out across the 45 to the 46 as they just refuse to kick the ball deep to Hudson or Pierce. And I don't blame them. You know, it took football coaches about 100 years to figure out that it's not a good thing to do to send that ball deep to the most dangerous players on the other side. And in high school football now, you don't see that many deep kicks.
Well, that's true, but it sure has shortened the field for the Roos. They're at the 45.5-yard line, and so they don't have but about 55 yards to go to score.
1st and 10 from the 46. Here is the diamond formation for Weatherford. And an inside handoff to Garrett Hudson, and he gets away from a couple of guys, but quickly the defense of Brownwood is right there. He may have gained a yard on the play, as Brownwood, I'm sure, saw that play on film as the Roos played Denton last week.
Yeah, you know, when the Roos ran that play against Denton last week, Garrett hit that line in full stride, and he never slowed down until he got to the end zone.
He was also very effectively, Mark, at stepping away from the first Bronco that was there last week, but nothing there, only a yard. 2nd down and 9. The Roos have it again. Here is Zach Moore. He'll take the ball for several yards. He'll cross midfield. Let's give him a gain of about 6. We'll mark it at the 47.5 of Brownwood. And a big 3rd down play here early in the third quarter with a score 35-21.
Randy, last week against Denton, primarily all you saw from the Roos was their 2 tight end package. And this week against Brownwood, we've seen just every formation I believe the Roos have.
They have more or less abandoned the jumbo most of the time.
And Don tells me this formation is called tights.
The tights. Well, here goes Pierce for the 1st down, and he will cross it. 45. He's near the 1st down. I believe he's got it at the 44. He does.
Yeah, he's got it.
As he goes off left tackle. Michael Ross is the center, and Tillion is in at guard. So is Bradley Simmons, Jason Such.
Well, Randy, it's real important for the Roos to start this third quarter off right, and they have done exactly that. They got the ball with a short distance to go to the goal line and made that first down. So they're off to the right, on the right track here.
1st and 10 at the 44 of the Lions. Pierce, this time he'll go straight up the middle behind Antillion and Michael Ross. And a gain of about 5 yards down to the 40 of Brownwood. Let's say a gain of 4 yards as they're still untangling.
Well, Randy, I know you can't see this with that old set of eyes that you've got, but with these binoculars, I can tell that those guys for Brownwood are trying to strip Pierce of the ball every time he goes to the line. They're getting one guy in there to tackle him, and then they've got 2 or 3 guys pawing at the ball.
2nd down and 6. At the 40 of the Lions, Zach Moore will pitch out. And Garrett Hudson will be stopped at the line of scrimmage as they pitch to the left side. And a nice play. That's by Malarkey, and also 45 was there. We've seen Chad Evans in on a lot of tackles for Brownwood. 3rd and 6.
Well, that was a good job by the running back, Garrett Hudson, of just getting back to the line of scrimmage. The Brownwood Lions had that pretty well snipped out, and Garrett just barely got back to the line.
9 minutes to go in the third quarter. And here is Pierce, again on a handoff, right behind center, Ross, and he follows Ross, and also Bradley Simmons for about 5 yards. It will be near the point needed. I think they'll probably go for it here with only a half yard.
Half yard, I got to believe we'll go for it here.
4th and about a half yard to go for the Kangaroos, and I'll bet you'll see the big back get it this time.
Well, you would think this is going to be potential for a real big play here, Randy, if we get into their secondary.
Diamond formation, 4th down. Here's the handoff. Here's
there we go. Get out there.
Through 30, down to the 26-yard line. And now the Roos are getting into scoring position again. The last time they got down here, they fumbled at the 18. Shanahan comes in. Kane Riddle comes out. You know, Shanahan made some good tackles last week, and I just missed the one a couple of times on his jersey, and I said that Kane Riddle made the tackle. I don't want to take anything away from Kane, but Shanahan made some great tackles in that win over Denton. Again, the diamond. We've seen the diamond formation a lot in this game. Zach Moore's back. He's looking for a receiver. He's got a man. And Garrett Hudson at the 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Atta, baby.
And the Roos have come back. 26-yard touchdown pass. And it was laid out right over the defender's head. And a good reception by Garrett as he had to look back over his right shoulder. And he turned around, there was nobody there, and he went on in, and now it is 35-27. And the Roos can move back within 7 of the Lions. And the excitement just continues, and they're just taking up where they left off in the second quarter. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and Jeremy McClure will send it through. It is 35-28. We'll be right back with more Roo football right after this.
Can I have a puppy? What do you mean Ground's never coming back? Why does she get to stay up? Where do babies come from?
Did you smoke marijuana when you were my age?
The older they get, the more complicated the questions. Here's how to answer.
First National Bank of Weatherford is excited about the 1999 Weatherford High School season. Since 1880, the First National Bank of Weatherford has provided friendly and reliable service to the folks in Weatherford and surrounding area. We wish all of the players, cheerleaders, band members, and fans success in all they do in 1999. Come by and visit with your personal banker at First National Bank of Weatherford. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
They dress him up like a ghost and he's looking through and it's Halloween and he's walking around like this.
My parents told me to go swimming and I was like, no.
You love watching movies, and Blockbuster thinks you should be rewarded for that with Blockbuster Rewards, where the more movies you rent, the more free ones you get. Plus, get a free Blockbuster Favorites movie every month.
He got on top of that bomb just like it was a horse. He was going to ride that rascal all right on into where it was going.
Join Blockbuster Rewards today and go home happy.
The Weatherford Kangaroos start out the third with a 54-yard drive. They just moved inside the tackles for the first 4 or 5 plays. They got down to the 26-yard line. And a beautiful pass from Zach Moore to Garrett Hudson, 35-28. Here's a high pooch kick. Fair catch is called and received at the 31-yard line of Brownwood. And Dempsey is over there to make the catch. And that's where the Lions will start off here with 7:45 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, let's see. As you were saying, Randy, that for all the passes that were a little off target in the first half, that pass was dead on target. It's a beautiful pass to Hudson.
And he was throwing that into a pretty stiff breeze, so nicely done by Zach Moore. High formation for Brownwood from their own 31-yard line. 2 receivers wide to the left. Here is a handoff in the backfield.
Right away.
Shea Ratliff, and he is stopped for a yard loss. Safford was in there quickly. And Safford, the wrestler, and he is a state champion wrestler. 5'11", 225-pounder, right in there. And we have a second down and 11 for Brownwood.
Well, that's why you want your defensive line to respond here. Great job.
This time the wishbone, and they will move out of that into the I formation. And they will send Valdez to the left side, and they will roll to the left. Here's a pitch out to Shea Ratliff, and he's going to be stacked up for a 4-yard loss, this time by Colt Borland.
That's the way to respond. Roos did a good job of stringing that play out here to the Roos right-hand side of the field. Michael Branch out here, and then Colt Borland comes up and just nails that running back.
Third down and 13, and we'll see the nickel package. Now they've got to stop them on third. They have not done well on third down in this game. Let's see if they can stop Burns. Here is the snapback from the shotgun. Burns is going to roll out. He hits a real good block. Here's a pass. It could be intercepted. And it is. Here we go. 50, 45. And the Roos have it back at the 43-yard line of Brownwood.
That away. Drew Shanahan on that interception.
Well, you know, we were talking at halftime, guys, that we needed Brownwood to make a few mistakes. And there's one right there, and we've got to have the Kangaroos now come back and capitalize. They'll have it at the 44.
Well, nothing pumps your offense up like having your defense stuff them for 2 straight plays. I mean, just flat manhandle them, and then the third play have an interception. Our offense is going to be hot.
So here we go. Cam Riddle coming in late. Offset I, handoff, nope, Zach Moore's going to keep it, gets a block, 40. He's down to the 35 as Garrett Hudson was over there blocking on the right side as Moore took it on the sweep, and he'll have a gain of 9 yards. It'll be 2nd and 1 for the Roos. They're moving now for the tying touchdown here in the third quarter. 6:07 to go. Another factor here is that the wind is blowing very stiffly from the south, and if the Roos can eat up the time and score here, there'll be very little time left in the third, and the Roos will have the ball or the win of the fourth quarter. Hand off to Pierce for the first down, and he's stacked up at the 33, and it will be a first down for the Kangaroos. Boy, you can hear those cans and jugs. They've got milk jugs. All the Kangaroo fans do.
They're filled with marbles and coins and sand and all sorts of things. Anything that'll make some racket.
Well, this is going to be some finish to this game. 35-28, Brownwood over Weatherford. Weatherford with the ball at the Brownwood. 34, Mark Pierce breaking through. Here he goes. He's gone. He's 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
Mark Pierce in for the touchdown.
I told you we can take them. Listen to that crowd.
34-yard run by Mark Pierce this time. He just refused to go down. Broke into the clear at the 20. And now the Roos have a chance to tie it up. Didn't take them long here in the third quarter.
Well, 2 possessions and 2 scores.
Here is Borland. He will place the ball at the 10. The snap, the kick is up by McClure. This game is tied up. 35 all. We'll be back with more Roos football.
Had a pivot.
Dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it.
They dress him up like a ghost and he's looking through and it's Halloween and he's walking around like this.
My parents told me to go swimming and I was like, no.
You love watching movies, and Blockbuster thinks you should be rewarded for that with Blockbuster Rewards, where the more movies you rent, the more free ones you get. Plus, get a free Blockbuster Favorites movie every month.
He got on top of that bomb just like it was a horse. He was going to ride that rascal all right on into where it was going.
Join Blockbuster Rewards today and go home happy.
We are named Weatherford National Bank because we are Weatherford. From the rodeo to the Peach Festival to Christmas on the Square and everything in between, you'll find us there sharing in the rich heritage of Weatherford and Parker County. Come by any of our 5 offices located throughout Weatherford and Aledo. You'll find free checking with overdraft protection, full-service mortgage department, extended lobby hours, and even Saturday banking for all the services that our customers have come to expect. Weatherford National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Class 4A, Division I, regional battle between the Brownwood Lions and the Kangaroos of Weatherford. The score with 5:23 to go in the third quarter. Brownwood 35, the Kangaroos 35. Here's the kickoff, and it will be received and handed off to Shea Ratliff. He's got it at the 30, and he'll get up the 35-yard line. As again, we see a lot of dipsy-doodling out there by the Lions on those kickoffs. Shea Ratliff took that handoff and moved to the right side, but the Roos were waiting on it. Does get a little yardage, but the 35 will be where Brownwood starts with 5:13 to go in the third quarter.
Well, Cashin Carlisle did a good job of staying in his lane that time and made a good tackle on Ratliff. And obviously, Ratliff can run. We've seen him out there already, so Cashin doing a good job of bringing him down.
Well, I thought the offenses might be a little tired, but the Roo offense hasn't been tired here in the third quarter. 2 touchdowns.
Not a bit.
1st and 10 for Brownwood, the I formation. Here's the pitch back to Ratliff. He'll get 2 or 3 yards, and quickly this time, Boney, the Bone Crusher, comes in, and 52, that is Branch.
Yeah, Michael Branch stringing that play out here to the right-hand side of the Roo defense, and then giving Craig Boney plenty of time to come up, fill that hole, and Boney just drove him into the ground.
2nd down and 7, 4:46 to go in the third quarter. We've got a big wind behind Brownwood here. The Roos want to try to hold on and get that win to the fourth quarter. The game is tied 35 all. Here's the counter play that is so dangerous, but they're waiting on him.
Not this
and
time.
They're going to run Burns out of bounds for a loss.
Boy, howdy, that was both Borland and Chuck Wilkie doing a good job of not taking the bait on that play. And they came up and matched speed for speed with that quarterback.
And that counter is dangerous with a man as fast as Deacon Burns. He fakes a pitch out.
That was about a 2-yard loss, and the last time the Brownwood Lions tried to pass, they had Drew Shanahan sitting deep.
Well, we got to stop him right here. 3rd down and 9 from the Brownwood 36. Shotgun. Here is Burns. He's back. Throws one to the left side. He has a block. There is Shea Ratliff. And on the ground to make a great tackle was Kane Riddle. He had been blocked. He was able to slide across and get the ankle of Ratliff at the 41. That was a tremendous defensive play by the cutting machine. That's what he is called, the cutting machine, little Kane Riddle.
Man, did you see Kane bounce off the ground? He was blocked late and laying flat on his belly and sprang to his feet just in time to make that tackle right around the ankle.
And that is a move that most people cannot make, but Kane Riddle is so quick. Oh, they're going to go for it. It's a fake, and they've got the first down. Here is Ratliff running at the Kangaroo 40. He's down to the Kangaroo 36, and there's a great play by Brownwood. And that may turn the game back around for the Lions as they snapped it to the short man, Ratliff. He went right upfield. He had some good blocking. And so now the Lions have got it back, and this one just goes back and forth and back and forth. And the Lions, some of their trick plays have worked pretty well, and that certainly will help them. They'll have trips to the left side, 1st and 10. They're at the Kangaroo 36. Here's again a hand. Nope, this is Burns with it. He's going to the left side, and Kangaroos are missing him. He's cutting in and out. He gets down to the 22. And that's a first down. So suddenly it goes from the Kangaroos having the Brownwood line stopped at around the 36 on their own side, or the 40-yard line, and then suddenly they don't punt. And a couple of big plays, they're down at the Kangaroo 22. Man.
Well, that fake punt shows you, I believe, how Brownwood has come to respect the Roo offense, and they're doing anything to keep it from the Roo offense.
Well, here is a rare penalty, and you know, one of the things that has been happening to Brownwood, they've had a lot of penalties the last few games of the season. They were way up in double digits, 13, 14, or 15 penalties a game. I don't know how many they had last week against Big Spring, but, well, this may not be a penalty against Brownwood. It looked like it was going to be procedure.
Looks like
and it may have been somebody.
Stop. Why can he do?
And it may have been
Weatherford had
one of the Roos jumping off. No, we have an illegal
we had
substitution.
12 on the field.
Yep, illegal
we had 12 on the
substitution.
field.
Right. And what happened there, I believe that the center realized that the Kangaroos had too many men on the field, and he just snapped the ball. So 5 yards against the Kangaroos, and it will not be a penalty against Brownwood. We'll have a 1st and 5.
All right, time to really get tough here.
And the Roos have not been able to stop Brownwood when they have got down in this position. Normally they will bend but don't break, but Brownwood has been able to punch it in, and they're using a multiple offense. Every play looks a little different. Here's a quick slide pattern to Shea Ratliff. He's trying to find a hole. He gets away from a couple of guys. He just refuses to go down, but the Roos finally get him at the 18.
Boy, that was a great job out there by Jeremy Day. Jeremy had the coverage on the back that time and just stayed out there with him. And Ratliff was trying to give him a little shake and bake there, and Jeremy wasn't having any of it. Did a good job of bringing the runner down.
Brownwood 35, Weatherford 35, 2:27 to go in the third quarter. 3 receivers out, shotgun. Deacon Burns in motion goes Ratliff. Here's the snap. Back goes Burns. Gets away from a couple of Roos. He's looking for some room, and he's going to be tackled for a loss of a couple of yards. As this time, the Roos decide they're going to bring everybody, and Boney's there to make the tackle.
Well, we had Boney and Tidwell in on that play also. So great job by the Roos of backing them up.
And again, all the fans are standing on both sides. There's really no reason for them to sit down in this game. And if it continues the way it's going now, this game is going to be remembered around here for a long time.
Well, the only reason to sit down right now, Randy, would be if your heart couldn't take it.
3rd and 7 from the Kangaroo 19. And Deacon Burns is looking for a hole.
Get out here.
Going to try to run to the outside. And he's going to be run out of bounds outside the 20-yard line. And that will be another loss. And we'll have a 4th down. And let's see if they're going to bring in their field goal kicker, Findlay. He can certainly make it from there. There's no doubt about that. And a good stand because the Roos were penalized 5 yards on the first play, and it was a 1st and 5 situation for Brownwood, and in 3 plays, Brownwood loses 4 yards.
Well, it does look like they're going to try a field goal from the left hash mark, and Randy, you know the Roos saw a fake field goal early in the season, so hopefully we'll be ready for that as Brownwood's going to, they're liable to try just anything right now.
And also, that's what I started to say. You almost expect anything from the Lions because they have certainly pulled off a number of surprises effectively.
Of course, he's got the wind with him right now.
Well, it will be a 38-yard field goal. The ball is placed at the 28. And we got a Roo, and it's Garrett Hudson. I think that Garrett has probably re-injured his ankle. He's going to walk off. Doesn't look too bad, but I don't think we'll see Garrett Hudson in again in this game. So here we go. 4th down and 9. And they will go for the field goal. They have Findlay in at the 28. Here is the kick. The kick is up. It looks good, but it is off to the right. No good. And the Roos have finally held Brownwood in the red zone. And that's what we have seen the Kangaroos do all year long. Let the other team, or, well, they didn't let them. They just refused to let them in for a touchdown. once the other team moved into Kangaroo territory. And a lot of stops, drives inside the Kangaroo 30-yard line this year. And there they stop them down inside the 20. So the Kangaroos have got it back. And let's see if this offense will continue to move the ball with minute 26 to go. Here's Zach Moore up the middle. He'll get about 4 quick ones as he stopped near the 24-yard line. Again, the quarterback draw. He takes that snap and he just shoots upfield as quickly as possible on one side or other of the block by Michael Ross. And you know, hardly anyone is involved in that play except Michael Ross, Zach Moore, and whoever makes the tackle. And one guard or the other, depending on which side he goes. Second, and let's call it 6.5 yards for the Roos from their own 24. Mark Pierce, he's going to go over the left side, and somebody's got him by the ankles. He tried to jump over the pile, but just couldn't move, and he'll be stopped for only a yard gain. Third down and about 4, according to where they marked the ball. Let's call it 3rd and 6.
Well, Randy, we really need to pick up a first down here because, as you said earlier, Garrett Hudson's hurt his ankle. You know, and Garrett's our punter.
You would think that Brownwood would call a timeout here and try to make sure they will force the Kangaroos to punt into the wind if the Roos don't get a first down. Here we go, 3rd down. Zach Moore's going to keep it. He's looking for a hole, and he's got a big hole.
Get out there, Zach.
He'll cross the 35, and he'll get out to the 40-yard line. And there's a very important 3rd down play for the Roos. As he goes left on the sweep, and they just bring everybody that way. And then he made a great cut and found a huge hole on the right side of the Brownwood line, and they are reeling right now. The Kangaroo offense has not been stopped here in the second half, and the clock will tick down to the end of the 3rd quarter. And the score, the Kangaroos 35, Brownwood 35. We'll be back for the 4th in a minute. The Weatherford Kangaroos are all tied up with Brownwood. It's 35-35. The Roos are looking for their 11th straight win of the season.
Well, Randy, this is the kind of game that the Roos have spent all year working for. They started back in December and January in the weight room, and this is where it counts.
It's all on the line right now. 1st and 10. A pitch back to Pierce. He's going to throw a pass. He's got a man. And that is Garrett Hudson. Out of 45 down to the 43 on a halfback pass. And Mark Pierce is back there holding his heart going, oh. He did not throw a very good pass, folks. And
that was a wounded duck, but it was a successful wounded duck. How about that?
Yeah, he was just going, oh, thank you, thank you. And Garrett Hudson caught it anyway. And a first down for the Roos at the 44 of Brownwood.
Well, we got 2 tight ends in again.
And we also have the diamond formation with Mark Pierce looking for a hole. And he's trying to get away from the Lions at the 40-yard line. He can't do it. He'll pick up about 4 yards. And boy, this is turning into a tremendous Texas high school football game. And you would expect, with the tradition of the Brownwood Lions and the season that the Kangaroos have had this year, and the teams that we've got out there, the great athletes, and everything is just perfect today, Mark and Don, for this kind of a game.
Well, it's critical that the Roos go ahead and take the lead right here. We need to just pound out these next 40 yards.
11 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 6 from the 40-yard line of Brownwood. Here's a handoff, and unbelievably, Garrett Hudson is back in the game. He only gets a yard on the play, and that's that dive play that the offset back takes the ball from Zach Moore and just tries to shoot straight up off the right tackle of Brownwood, but they have that one pretty well stuffed.
Well, this is a big play, 3rd down and about 5 yards from the 39-yard line of Brownwood.
Want to keep it going right here. The Kangaroos have controlled play here so far the second half. 3rd and 5. Pierce got a hole.
Here he goes. Here he goes.
20.
That's it.
10. Kangastriden. He's going to Kangastriden his way in for a touchdown. A Kangaroo touchdown.
Woo! What a run.
40 yards right off left tackle.
And great blocking in there by the Roo line. Brownwood was all up. They had all their players up on the line of scrimmage, and our line broke a hole, and Mark went through that thing like he was flying.
I want to see that one on film because he had tremendous blocking on the left side. And when he shot through there, you could just tell it was going to be another TD. 41-35, the snap back to Borland. The kick is up by McClure. The kick is good. Kangaroos 42, Brownwood 35. We'll be right back. Oh my goodness. The Weatherford Kangaroo offense has been unstoppable in the second half. 3 times they have had the ball. 3 times they have driven in for a touchdown. And now the Weatherford Kangaroos are back on top. 42-35 over Brownwood. And if we survive, we'll be taking on the winner of Hereford or El Paso Isleta next week in the quarterfinal round. And I'm talking about us up here in the booth surviving. I know the Kangaroos will be there, but we better get the stretchers out right now, boys, because they're going to have to carry us out of here. 42-35.
We got 78 points on the board right now, Randy. It's about like a basketball game here, 42-35.
10:08 to go in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, the Kangaroos will have to kick off.
Our statistician just informed me it's 77 points on the board, not 78. My math is not what it used to be.
Here is a long, deep end-over-end kick that is picked up by Crawford in the end zone. He will not carry it out, and Brownwood will come out to the 20-yard line.
Randy, Don Legali's made 2 very important points in this game. One was that field position was key, and the second one was that whoever wins this second half is going to be the winner, and that's exactly what's happened so far.
Well, let's see if the Kangaroo defense can come through. Kanga Crunch needs to step it up right now. Brownwood had a 14-point lead at half. They lost that. They had a 14-point lead in the first quarter also, and they lost that. Deacon Burns has the ball. He's going to pitch it out to Ratliff, and Ratliff is going to be nailed for a 5-yard loss. Back near the 15-yard line.
That was number 40, Darrell Clay, in on the play there, and just a whole host of Roos doing a good job. I believe that Brent Whitson up in the booth has figured this offense out, Randy. And our defense is really picking up the play right now.
Well, you know, the only problem is, Mark, every time we think we have Brownwood down, they come up with something. They make a great play.
Well, not this
They show the tradition that they've had over the years. Second down and 13. There's a fumble, and it's picked up by Deacon Burns, and he'll be wrapped up around the 20-yard line. And a nice play by Burns to be able to get the ball back in his hands and take off. And he made something out of nothing there, but we'll have a 3rd down and 9 for Brownwood, and the Kangaroo defense now asserting itself in the fourth quarter. 9:02 left, and I know that Brownwood does not want to turn this ball back over to the Roo offense because they have scored every time they had the ball in the second half.
Well, you know, they will certainly be watching for that punt, that fake punt, if we can get the 4th down here.
3rd and 9, 3 receivers out. Deacon Burns in the shotgun. The snap, we have flags everywhere, and this has got to go against. Now we're going to have a timeout, I believe. Well, we also have a flag, so what are they going to call? A flag? for...
Only 11. We only had 11 guys on the field.
Well, I believe they're going to call a timeout, but we do have a flag, and I think time may have run out before Burns got that number. Going to wave it off.
Waving it off.
So Brownwood will not be penalized again. And they played a very clean game today.
Well, of course, having to use them. Also, Randy, they're going straight into the wind. And, of course, you and I have commented earlier on the passes that Deacon Burns has thrown. A couple of them have just been kind of up in the air.
And he could have had about 5 interceptions. And if the Roos had been able to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, they're going to have to throw the ball, it looks like. And if they do, well, our Roo defensive backs are going to have another good shot at
so with
another pick.
8:35 to go in the fourth quarter, 3rd down and 9. Up to this point, the most important play of the game. 3 receivers out. Shotgun in motion is Corey Crawford. Here's a quick pass. Intercepted. Oh! Nope, not this time either, folks.
Right where he should be.
It was right into the hands of Darrell Clay. And again, it looked like an interception and 6 points for the Roos.
That's okay, though. That's okay. They got a punt to us.
Just can't hold on to it, but that was a 3rd down play. But I believe if Darrell Clay again, Darrell Clay, he's going to go home and he's going to have nightmares about some of these passes that he could have picked off today. Here is the snap back, and it's almost blocked.
Good try.
And it is a kick, and will go out of bounds to the 40-yard line of Brownwood.
Field position.
Oh, listen to the Roo fans now.
We got him, baby.
Weatherford 42, Brownwood 35, 8:27 to go in the fourth quarter. The Kangaroos have the ball at the Brownwood 40. Now is the time to drive it in.
Well, just look at the difference in the 2 stands right now. The Brownwood fans are sitting down, and the Weatherford fans are standing up and giving it all they've got.
1st and 10. Here is Zach Moore, and he was trying to go on the bootleg, and he slipped.
Oh, come on now.
And goes down. So we have a penalty flag against Brownwood. We have a penalty flag against Brownwood as Zach Moore was faking inside to Pierce, and he was going on a bootleg. He stumbled and fell down, and the whistle blew. But one of the Brownwood Lions decided he was going to go ahead and tackle him anyway, and this should be a 15-yarder against Brownwood.
Yeah, there's no doubt that was a late hit.
The linesman over here made the call. The Brownwood coaches are out on the field. They don't like it. Let's see if they're going to call this one off, if they're going to call the 15-yarder against the Lions. This could be a very pivotal play in this game because it will give the Weatherford the ball very deep. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
they're going to call it. Yep, 15 yards. Here we go.
Adam Bevington. And the Brownwood coach is just livid over there on the sideline.
Well, Zach Moore was down. He fell, and the whistle blew right after that.
And it was like 2 seconds later when the guy hit him. So there wasn't any question about it.
It was definitely a late hit. I'm not sure if it was intentional or not, but it definitely was a late hit. So 1st and 10 for the Kangaroos. They're at the 32 of Brownwood. Here's Zach Moore. Quarterback draw, outside 25, 20. He's going in! 10. Oh, no! 5-yard line is going to be fumbled out of bounds, I believe.
Oh, no, he got it.
The ball is going over to Brownwood at the 3-yard line of Brownwood. He fumbled, and it was picked up by the Lions. Well, what a play that was. Zach Moore on a quarterback draw, broke to the outside. Well, looked like he was going to go in. Finally, they were able to wrap him or get a hold of him around the 5-yard line, and the ball was stripped out of his hands. He went out of bounds. The ball bounced on the turf just inside the sideline there, and it was picked up by Brownwood. 1st and 10 for the Lions at their own 3-yard line. Here's a handoff to Shea Ratliff. He'll have 5 yards. He'll be out to around the 10-yard line. That would be a gain of perhaps 6 yards on the play. And the Roos had it They had it right there. They had a chance to move up by 2 touchdowns. Well, is this one going back and forth enough for you, Mark, or do you need more, or do you need something for your heart, or what?
Yeah, bring me a glass of water here, Randy. All right, here we go, defense.
2nd and 6. Lions have it at their 10. The Roos were going in for what looked like the clinching touchdown. Here's a first down as they get out around the 20-yard line with Shea Ratliff carrying the ball. Randy, so Brownwood has a chance for their own 20, 1st and 10.
They've got a long ways to go to score. And the Roo defense is playing good this second half.
7:26 left. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be worn totally out after this one is over. Snap to Burns. Pitch back to Shea Ratliff. Looking for a hole. He's got one. 30. Somebody get 40. 45. First down for Brownwood. Up around the 48-yard line. We're going to call it the 47-yard line.
And that was Jared Tidwell chased him down from behind.
Well, the Roos appeared to have the jugular vein halfway cut on Brownwood. 42-35 lead. A run by Zach Moore from the 25-yard line. He moves all the way down inside the 5. He's knocked out of bounds. The ball is stripped from him. Brownwood is able to fall on it at the 3. Now they have the ball back out at the 47. 1st and 10. Handoff again to Ratliff. Good hold. Midfield. Down to the Kangaroo 45. A gain of 8. 6:43 to go in the game.
Well, we had Chad Boney in on the tackle there. And the Roo defense is bending quite a bit here, Randy. We really need to stiffen up.
Well, the Roos, it looked like they were going to move in for their 4th touchdown of the second half. And Brownwood has had some pretty good breaks. But that had to be the biggest one right there. 2nd down and 1. Ball at the Kangaroo 45. I formation. Bootleg. And it is Burns. He'll cut inside for about 5 yards down to the 40-yard line of the Roos. It'll be 1st and 10. And everybody is standing now. And they will stand, I am sure, the rest of the way through this game.
Well, big series right here for the Roos. We've got them, we're up on them 7 points, and there's still 6 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter, so even if Brownwood is successful in scoring, the Roos have got plenty of time to get down there and score on them one last time.
The Roos need to get a turnover now. 1st and 10, there's a pitch back to Ratliff. He gets through the initial surge, gets about 5 yards. And we'll go inside the 35. Let's call it a gain of 6 yards. As they keep going to the right side, and they're going behind big number 75. That is Blake Williams. Also, 62, that is B.J. Young on the right side for Brownwood. And when they go left, they tend to bootleg that way. 2 receivers to the left side. 2nd down and about 3.5 to go for Brownwood. They're at the Kangaroo 34. 5:16 to go. Here is Burns. He's going to roll. He's going to keep the ball. He has a hole. He's at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and he is going in for a touchdown for Brownwood. And it is 42-41. 97 yards on that drive, and they did it in less than 4 minutes. And we have been saying all along that perhaps the last team with the ball is going to win the game.
Well, Randy, how big is that missed field goal right now?
Everything is big in this one, Mark. Here's the extra point attempt that is up, and it is good. That will tie it up. It's 42-all with 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. We have got to take a break right here. We'll be back with more championship Kangaroo football in just a minute. Kangaroos 42, Brownwood 42, 4th quarter, 5 minutes and 7 seconds left. Regional championship game, Class 4A, Division 1. Brownwood gets a fumble recovery at their own 3-yard line. It looked like the Roos were going in for the killer touchdown. And they go 98 yards in less than 4 minutes. It's all tied up. And let's see what they will do on the kickoff now. They're kicking into the wind. Finley will send it along the ground, a swift kick, picked up by Cashin Carlisle. 35, 40. And he's going to be down to the 40-yard line, holds onto the ball. So the Kangaroos will have good field position here at the 40. The offensive stats, we may have 1,000 yards in offense in this game before it's over. We may already have 1,000 yards.
Well, Randy, we've got several things in our favor. We've got the ball, we've got it on the 40-yard line, and we've got the wind behind us. So all those things are in our favor, and only 4 minutes and 59 seconds to go in this ball game.
And so far in the second half, Brownwood has not been able to stop the Kangaroo offense. 3 times the Kangaroos have driven in for a touchdown, and they were on their way to another touchdown when they fumbled at the Brownwood 3. So they just need to keep up, Mark, what they've been doing the entire second half. 42-42 is the score. Here is a handoff to Pierce. He'll get 1 yard to the 41. As this time the Lions are waiting on him as he comes over the left side of the line. Behind Jason Such. Kangaroos have still got Bradley Simmons in there, and also Joe Hash. Antillion is in, and Michael Ross. Kane Riddle will come in with a play. Shanahan will come out. We're down to 4:32. The clock is still running. Kangaroos need a point, a single point. Perhaps a field goal here. Well, they can't get just one. They'll have to get either 2 or 3 or 6. Here's a handoff to Pierce. 2 or 3 yards, again over the left side. Up to around the 43-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 7. So the Kangaroos may go to the air here on 3rd and 7. Clock is running, 4:05, 4:04. It'll be less than 4 minutes when this ball is snapped.
And all the Kangaroo coaches are encouraging their players out on the field to really get after it here.
Shanahan in with a play. Zach Moore, the quarterback for the Roos. They need to do it one more time. Brownwood with a big break a moment ago, and they turned it into 6 to tie the game up. Moore is going to keep the ball. Get there, a first down. He's going to be about a yard short at the 49. Oh, this is going to be a big play right here.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough call. We'll see what the Root coaches go for.
It will be 4th down and 1 yard to go. And you know, you almost think that the Kangaroos are just going to go ahead and go for it.
Not any doubt. We're putting it on the line right here.
They're going for it. It's going to be 4th and 1. 3:09 to go in the game. And again, this the biggest play of the game for the Roos.
There we go.
They need 1 from their own 49. Here's the snap. Zach Moore will hand it off.
He's got it.
Pierce.
He's got it.
45-40. Take off. 45-30. 25-20. 10, 5. Touchdown, Roos! Touchdown, Roos!
Just like we planned it.
Touchdown, Roos!
What a big, big play.
48-42. We have nothing left. No more superlatives left. Folks, we'll just have to call the game out.
What can you say?
With what energy we can be able to muster up in the final 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Here is the snap back to Borland. The kick is up by McClure. And away! Weatherford, 49. Brownwood, 42. Let's take a break. If the Weatherford Kangaroos can hold on this final 2:49, they will be on their way to the quarterfinals against either Hereford or El Paso Isleta. And I believe that that game will be played in the Midland, Odessa area, perhaps at Ratliff Stadium.
Well, Randy, Randy, the Weatherford Kangaroo down there has got a sign that says "Shake it up," and I don't think he needs that sign right now. The Roos are really getting after it here.
Here's the kick. Back to the 15-yard line. It'll go up the middle to Corey Crawford. He's going to be stopped at the 26.
He is nailed.
And again, we see the handoff on the kickoff by Brownwood, but the Roos were ready for it that time, and Corey Crawford was stopped at the 26.
Well, we had both Chuck Wilkie and Andrew Shanahan in on that tackle, and the Brownwood lines are a long ways from pay dirt.
And if you're just now tuning in, we've had one of the most magnificent playoff games that any of us have ever been a part of it anyway, or have seen. It's 49-42. The Kangaroos are leading right now. Brownwood with the ball from their own 26. Deacon Burns is back.
Away.
He is able to pick the ball off.
Get up here.
And now here comes Corey Crawford, and he will cut through and make something out of nothing again, as Crawford will get about 6 or 7 yards. As Michael Branch was in the backfield, he had a hold of Deacon Burns, and Burns was able to pass the ball off to Crawford, who went right upfield. And again, Brownwood able to come up with something, but it looks like they're going to be held for a big loss. Down to 2:12, second down and 2. Here's a pitch back to Ratliff. He'll have good yardage, 40, 45, up to the 47-yard line. That'll be a first down. 2:03 to go here in the game. Weatherford is ahead, 49-42. And the Kangaroo defense is going to have to hold right here.
Of course, they stop the clock whenever they're moving the chains, Randy, but they'll start it up again now, and we're under 2 minutes. So Brownwood's only got 2 timeouts left.
Can Brownwood come back again? We're at 1:52 now. I formation. Deacon Burns loses the ball, and he falls on it for a yard loss, and that will help a little, as we'll see some time run off the clock.
There goes the timeout.
And Brownwood will take a timeout right here. Okay, there's 1 minute and 36 seconds to go in the game. Brownwood will have the ball at their own 46.5-yard line, and they will have a second down, 10.5 yards to go for the first down.
1 timeout left. They've used their second timeout of the second half.
Well, you know, they have moved the ball so well the last couple of times they've had it. That 98-yard drive, or 97-yard drive, they just ripped that one off quickly. You have to think that time could be a factor if the Roos can down them a couple of times without a first down.
Yeah,
they need to stop them on a running play or two, or even a short pass and down them inbounds a couple of times, and then I think the clock will come into play. But right now, Brownwood's got plenty of time. 49-42 is the score. Weatherford is on top.
Well, if they go to try to pass the ball here, Randy, I'd say our backs are going to have a good chance again.
Here we go. 2 receivers to the right side. The I formation. Deacon Burns, the quarterback, will roll to his left. Now he's looking for a wide receiver. And now he's going to carry the ball. And he's going to be... No, he's going to get away. He's at midfield. He's at the 46, and they do stop him mid-bounds. Now that's going to help right there. Down to 122. Burns went back. He was looking for a receiver, couldn't find it, scrambled his way to the Weatherford 46-yard line. 1:14, 1:13 left. They have got to score a touchdown. A field goal will not do it for them here. 3 receivers to the right side. Deacon Burns is back. He's looking for a man. Here's a nice one out here to Jay Ratliff. And Ratliff will have a first down at the 40-yard line on a little slide pattern. Kane Riddle was back there, and Kane Riddle just could not get a hold of him. And he does have the first down at the 40-yard line of Weatherford.
He got the first down, but he was in bounds when he went down, and so the clock is starting back up here.
55 seconds left. It is running. Burns calling the play. Shotgun formation. They got 4 receivers out. Burns, again, is going to roll to his left.
Michael.
He gets away from one man. Now he's going to throw a pass, and it's intercepted. Oh! Nope, not intercepted. No, it's not intercepted. It was in the hands, again, of Kate Riddle. And from our viewpoint, it looked like an interception for Riddle, but he dropped it.
It just came bouncing out.
How many chances have we seen by the Kangaroos in this game, and how many times have we seen interceptions just dribble right out of their hands? onto the Shotwell Stadium turf.
Well, we're going to see one that counts here in just a second, Randy, because they're going to have to keep throwing that ball. They've got one timeout left is all.
Second down and 10. We're down to 41 seconds to go in the game. Burns is back in the shotgun. Here is a reverse.
Double handoff.
Now they're going to throw it back to Burns. He'll make the catch at the 30, and he'll be run out of bounds at the 27-yard line. It will be a first down for Brownwood at the Kangaroo 27. As this time they reversed it. Crawford handing the ball back off to Ryan Rogers, and Rogers is the one that threw the ball back to Deacon Burns. First and 10 for Brownwood. They're at the Weatherford 27. The clock's running. 25 seconds to go in the game. Here's the snap back to Burns again. Looking for a receiver. He's got a man at the 19. It's not enough for a first down. The clock is going to run. It's down to 14 seconds. 14. They're going to stop it at 14. It will be second down and 1 yard to go for Brownwood at the Weatherford 19-yard line. And we have 14 seconds to go in the game.
Well, we've got Garrett Hudson down here on the ground. They're stretching Garrett's leg out. He's got a pulled hamstring or cramp or something.
Well,
he's going back in.
It's going to come down to the final 2 or 3 plays in this game.
You should see all the Kangaroo offensive players down here on the field encouraging the defense. They're doing everything they can do to pump them up right here. Of course, if Brownwood is successful with one play, they'll have to move the chains, which will stop the clock for just a minute. But after that, only an incomplete pass is going to stop the clock.
The Roos need one big play right here. They need one big play of some kind. 14 seconds to go. The ball at the 19 of Weatherford. They have 3 receivers to the right side. The snap goes back. And here is Burns. Here's the pass. It is incomplete in the end zone. Incomplete in the end zone.
And 7 seconds.
We're down to 7 seconds. That time Burns was hit by, I believe, Cashin Carlisle just about the time he released it. And it appeared that the Roos were in good position to intercept that pass.
Yeah, the offensive player for Brownwood turned into a defensive back that time. We were set for an interception, so
perhaps 2 plays now. Brownwood gets a first down.
Got to be in the end zone. 7 seconds.
They got to score right here.
They will send 3 receivers to the right side. Here's Burns. Back in the shotgun, 49 to 42. Roos on top. Burns has the ball. He's looking for a receiver. He has got it at the 1-foot line.
No, he's not in.
He's not in. It is received at the 1-foot line. The clock is running down. And let's see what they call. They've got 1 second left on the clock. They're going to put the ball at the 1.5-yard line. And now they're going to start the clock. Let's see if they... Here we go. Time is out. Time is out. The game is over. The game is over. The Roos win it. The game is over. They didn't have enough time to get a playoff. They didn't have enough time. What a game of the game. 49-42. Woo! Win it.
Man, we got to tell him. Garrett Hudson in on that tackle right at the goal line. Go up with the ball and bring him down short of the end zone.
Woo! Look at all the fans coming out on the field. An unbelievable ball game.
Well, we hope we were able to tell you what was going on right there on that last play or two. With so much excitement and so much noise, the final play there was a pass, a slant-in pattern, and I believe it was Corey Crawford who caught the ball at around the 2 or 3 yard line, and who was on top of him? It was Garrett Hudson, who made the tackle at the 1.5-yard line. And he was definitely, he was not in the end zone. That was a good call by the ref at the 1.5-yard line. They placed the ball there. Brownwood had no timeouts left. They came to line up, and then as soon as the ball was spotted and ready for play, they ran off the clock. Brownwood did not have time to get that play off. And the Kangaroos have won it 49-42. They will be on their way to the quarterfinals against the winner of the Hereford El Paso Isleta game, which will be played later on this evening. Let's take a break right here. You're listening to Weatherford Kangaroo football on KZ 1220.
We did it. Oh, way to go, man. All right. Good job, man. Hey, good job.